You've been listening to Scarlet Knights Basketball on the RWJ Barnabas Health Rutgers Sports Network. Today's game has been brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics and New Jersey's most comprehensive academic health system. To learn more, visit rwjbh.org. Let's be healthy together. Easy Pass. Easy Pass won't help you drive to the hoop, but it will help you drive to the game. Download the NJ Easy Pass app and open your account today. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local Union 456, energizing Rutgers for over a century. JAG Physical Therapy, proud partners of Rutgers University Athletics. JAG Physical Therapy is your premier in-network resource for physical and occupational therapy. Visit jagpt.com to book your appointment today. And by Premio Sausage, the way sausage should be. The proceeding has been a presentation of the RWJ Barnabas Health Rutgers Sports Network from Learfield and Scarlet Assets Management Company.
Your official station to talk Yankees. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
Sports Radio 101.9 FM. The Fan, WFAN.
Oh, that's right. It's your boy, Anthony Gallo, and I got you all the way till 6 o'clock right here on WFAN. In the greatest city in the world, New York City. And we got a lot to get to. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. As always, the NBA All-Star Weekend is upon us. It ends tonight. And I know it's not the exact halfway mark of the season, but here we are. Another exciting Knicks season. And we have to kind of take the pulse of what was a mostly positive first half, but just like last year, and even more so this year, just like last year, it feels like when you talk to the average fan in this fan base that it has been a down half of the season, they played 55 games, so obviously way more than half the season, but it feels like the Knick fan has this pessimism surrounding this squad. And we had the same thing last year, and then they ended up in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we obviously know the story that happened there. But when you're sitting here on February 15th, All-Star Weekend, Valentine's Day has just passed, I think that this Knicks team is set up for what is going to be the best run they've had since 1994. I think this Knicks team is sitting here as a true title contender, as the favorites in the East. I know odds-wise, I still believe that they're the favorites in Vegas. And I know a lot of people right now are on the young and happening, the trendy Pistons. And because of a couple of results early in the year, we have completely written off the Knicks as a team that is going to get past the Pistons and the Celtics and all these things. After last year, where we watched them be terrible against the Thunder, the Celtics, the Cavs for the regular season, and then the postseason came. We went into the postseason, and the Knicks were this team that we were all like, I don't even know if they're going to get past the Pistons. They're so tough. And toughness equates to winning basketball games, apparently, when you talk to anyone in the over 45 crowd when it comes to the NBA. And what did they do? They ended up in the Eastern Conference Finals. And this Knicks team this year, whether you believe it or not, has been about the same defensively for all those people that have Mike Brown as not being able to coach a defensive ball club. And offensively, even though they were very good last year, they've still been able to match and at times better that. And in the rankings, whether it's your net team rating, net offensive rating, net defensive rating, they are about where they were last year defensively. So for all the concerns you have about this team defensively, it has nothing to do, it has changed nothing from where they were a year ago. And if anything, they have more guys on the team this year who are capable of holding their own defensively than they did in years prior. Obviously, you have Bridges, you have OG, you have Deuce, who we don't know if he'll be back for the playoffs. Hopefully he's back for the playoffs, but you have Josh Hart. You have Mitch. You add in Alvarado, who's a good defensive player. You now brought in Jeremy Sohan, who I'm sure I will butcher his name if I didn't already just butcher it. But they are a deeper team defensively. They are just as good of a team offensively with Karl Anthony Towns not playing close to what he was a year ago offensively. They have yet to really play any of these big matchups for the full squad. You know, we overreacted. I didn't overreact, but most Knicks fans overreacted to that loss to the Pistons when they were without OG Anunoby. They hadn't had Alvarado because they had just made the trade. They didn't have Karl Anthony Towns. And yes, I didn't want to give him a pass for the lack of effort in that game, but this team is the best team in the Eastern Conference. And until the Pistons prove otherwise, I am not going to put them in that boat. Yes, they've gone through their playoff hiccups, but they also have to prove that they are a team that's going to take the next step. I don't care about how tough and how many fights a team gets into, because I hate to break it to you. The 90s Knicks got into a ton of fights. They won 0 championships. Those early 2000 Miami Heat teams got into a ton of fights. They won 0 championships until Dwayne Wade and Shaq got there. So for all the toughness that we talk about, you also have to be able to compete when the lights are brightest, when the pressure is on. And yes, this Knicks team has faltered at the end of the run, but they have showed you they can compete in the postseason. And this is with the criticisms I've given them in the past, where they've lost twice in a row. They've lost all of their playoff losses. All of their eliminations have come at the hands of teams that they weren't underdogs to, which is a fair criticism. But they've won multiple playoff series. They've won a playoff series in their last 4 playoff appearances. 5, I have to go through what the number is. They lost that first year to the Hawks. Every time they've made the playoffs since, they have won at least 1 playoff series. Last year, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. This year, it's not just thinking about the Eastern Conference Finals, it's thinking about the finals. And around the league, most of these experts, most of the league officials and the coaches view the Knicks in the same way I do. They are the best team in the Eastern Conference. I was listening to Windhurst talk about this the other day, and he is not somebody who is very positive and giving a lot of credit to the Knicks and their organization. He even said it. He's spoken to coaches around the league. He's spoken to league officials. He's spoken to front office executives. They all think the Knicks are the best team in the Eastern Conference. And that doesn't mean much. Obviously, at the end of the day, you still have to go out there and win the games. But I am sorry. A good 3/5 of a season from Detroit is not enough for me to sit here and tell you that they are going to be the outright favorites to make the Eastern Conference Finals. The Pistons, who at times have been a complete team when it comes to what they do, but when it gets to playoff time, Kate Cunningham is going to get his. Who is going to get theirs? Yes, Duran, great player. Tobias Harris has had a resurrection of some to, being in Detroit. Duncan Robinson is a role player. He is a spot-up three-point shooter. He is not someone who we expect to be the game changer in a playoff series. Thompson, great defender. What does he get? See, the difference is when you look at what the Knicks give you, most of their guys, outside of Brunson and Towns, who are not great defenders, most of their guys are two-way players. OG is an elite two-way player. Mikal Bridges is a very good two-way player. Jose Alvarado, not an all-star, but a role player. Josh Hart, role player, two-way players. Energy guys. When Deuce is healthy, two-way player. Mitch, one-way player, only plays defense. But he is your big, and he can give you buckets at the rim. Isaiah Stewart is a good, okay basketball player. Just because he throws a punch does not make him some elite player. I watched Mitchell Robinson, who I think Joe Mazzulla is one of the 2 best coaches in the NBA. I watched Mitchell Robinson break Joe Mazzulla's brain last year. We talked about how much of an X factor he was, and it's the truth. So at every turn, I can match what I'm seeing with the Pistons. I almost fear the Celtics more than I fear the Pistons because the Celtics have a pedigree. The Celtics have been there before. Jaylen Brown is an elite superstar surrounded by guys who have won or who have folded in or have gone into the fold in that mix as good players. Dennis Jenkins is a role player for the Pistons. This guy was a G League player. He was the role-playing point guard at St. John's. These are not guys who really strike fear into me as a Knicks fan. Cade Cunningham may be the best player in the Eastern Conference. That's fine. That is not the best team in the Eastern Conference. We've seen it with the Knicks before, where we've seen them dominate in regular seasons, and when you get to the postseason, it's a whole nother ball game. The regular season is a marathon. The postseason is a sprint. You know, there's a reason why guys have to be managed in the regular season because they need to be ready 24/7 in the postseason. And I'm not trying to crap on the Pistons as just a pushover. They are going to give the Knicks a fight. But until they prove otherwise, I cannot give them the credit that all of you have given them. All of you have crowned the Pistons. The Knicks are what I thought they were. The best team in the Eastern Conference who just got better when it comes to their roster. Yes, on paper, because we haven't seen one of the additions play, and Alvarado's only been here a short time. They are the best team in the Eastern Conference. They've gotten better. They've had young players like Mohamed Diawara step up. And now we have the issue of where are the minutes coming from for bench players. That is a great problem to have. We sat here 2-3 weeks ago at the deadline wondering how we were going to fill minutes that Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson, they were supposed to fill, and they've been a disappointment. And I still have a little bit of hope for Clarkson. They were supposed to fill those minutes, and we are now talking about how are we going to get everyone enough playing time. It's a great problem to have. My only fear is making it to the end of the season unscathed from injury. That's it. And it's not something I count on, but it is something to always monitor. And when I look at the Knicks, in the Eastern Conference, there is not a more complete. I think the Celtics are a complete team. The only thing that makes them incomplete for me is the lack of Jason Tatum. But there is not a team in the Eastern Conference that is more well-rounded and complete like this Knicks team. They are not as putrid defensively as so many of you make it out to be. There is not a lot of teams in the league that could throw two elite on-ball defenders at you in Bridges and OG. And you add Shohan, did I say that right? No? You can tell me what it was.
Sohan.
You were close. Yeah, I'll take it. Closer than I thought I was. You add Sohan, you add Alvarado. Again, two very good defenders. If Deuce McBride comes back, I want to call him by his elite name. Miles is a great name. I don't want to. My best friend's name is Miles, and he's going to get mad at that. But he is an elite defender. Josh Hart, very good defender. They have these pieces they could throw at you any given night. And also, they are one of the most efficient offensive teams in all of basketball. And yes, I'm not disregarding the Cavs either with the addition of James Harden. But talk about a team that needs to prove something. That is my point. We all thought the Cavs were that next great team. They get destroyed by the Knicks and admit the lights were too bright. They bounce back the next year. Last year, they're the 1 seed. A year after, they should have lost to the Magic in the first round. They're the 1 seed. They can't get past the Pistons to the Eastern Conference Finals and yet again show that they have not been able to prove it. And that goes for the Pistons now, too. We like to anoint people. I think with the Knicks, we like to be very pessimistic in this town because we're not used to it. We went from being, hey, we're just happy to be here, to, okay, this is fun, to now, they're not good enough for 2 straight years. When, honestly, last year they were good enough to make the finals. And when you get there, then you worry about the Western Conference teams. Do I think they're better than Thunder? No. That doesn't matter, though. Get to the finals, and we'll deal with what comes. We all thought the Pacers were going to get the doors blown off them in the finals last year, and they went into a Game 7 where they had a legit shot of winning until Tyrese Halliburton blew out his Achilles in the first half. Might have been the first quarter. I don't even remember. And thank you in the YouTube chat. Diawara, great defender. Exactly my point. This is not a Knicks team searching for defense. Their two best players, not good defenders. Okay. Everyone else on the team is a good defender. And that, Tyler Kolek, laterally slow at times, a good defender. Also a guy who we're not going to have to rely on much coming in the postseason. As Amazon calls me right now while I'm on it. Don't they know who I am? I hope they deliver my package because it is my Valentine's Day gift that's late, and it can't be any more late than it already was. 888-808-1019. This Knicks team is built to win a title. So we'll jump back into that conversation. We'll take your calls, all of that, right here on The Fan. But first, we need a little bit of an ID and a little break. Anthony Gallo on The Fan.
The home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
If you're tired of dealing with dummies every time you shop for a car, I get it. All the games they play, the back and forth, it's brutal. Well, the team over at Route 22 Toyota seem to have it figured out. There are real people who have made the entire process of buying a car simple and that smart. Plus, they're easy to get to, right on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're always on the money with incredible deals on their huge selection of new and used Toyota. So remember, if you're tired of dealing with dummies, get over to Route 22 Toyota and experience the smart way to buy your next vehicle.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Your official home to talk New York sports is WFAN. Call us anytime at 888-808-1019. The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
I don't know what just happened. I not sports related, but have you ever had to give a code for Amazon?
Usually for like Uber Eats, you would have to do that, but that's in person when you pick it up, not over the
I've never
phone.
had this before. They're asking me. They're blowing up my phone right now, asking for a call. I might just take the phone call on air if they call back. But
Can't you just do that in the app?
I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know why. I don't know. Never had it happen to me before. But we're out talking Knicks right here. There is, and we have some people in the chat. Regular season basketball is garbage product. I disagree with that. I just do. I think that you cannot care about the regular season. I do. I think it matters to a point. It is where you try stuff out. It's where you build things. And I think if you actually are an NBA fan, and you don't have to be. It's okay. The product is a lot better than you guys give it credit. It's just because it's not, 55 dribbles down to 3 seconds on the shot clock and have your star, heave up a 10-footer. But you're used to is fine. The game is past that by. You got 6'10" guys crossing people up, running up the court, fast as hell, chucking up threes. But that's not the point of this conversation. You go out there and with the lineups, Landry Shamet, another guy I forgot, can shoot the three, plays defense. There is a lot of things to, now I'm stressed because, I'm already in the doghouse a little bit. Not really, but Amazon screwing me yesterday. Now they're delivering it, asking for a code. So the Knicks could trot out a lineup. Think about this as a lineup that they could run at any moment to counteract someone defensively. You could go with Mikal, OG, Sohan, Diawara, and Mitch as a lengthy lineup, and you're not sacrificing everything offensively because of Mikal Bridges, because of OG Anunoby. You also, with the size that you're adding, you can mask Brunson and Cat at times. And that's not a lineup I would run out there for a long period, but you could run a longer lineup with OG, Bridges, Mitch, and Cat, and you kind of do take away those deficiencies from Brunson and Cat when they're on the floor there. There's a lot of things this Knicks team can do they couldn't do a year ago. There's a lot of things this Knicks team can do offensively that they are doing that they didn't do last year because of the scheme that Mike Brown has put in. I think that what Tibbs did built that culture, and that culture is still there. I think offensively, Mike Brown is so clearly a better offensive mind than what Tibbs was, that they have now grown in the direction they need to grow. Is he a defensive coach? No. Is he the defensive mastermind that Tibbs is? No. That's okay. A lot of the defense now is effort and buy-in. That is where you get most of your defensive stops and your efforts and your rating. And I think it's overblown when you look at Brunson and Cat and their defensive efficiencies. I think Cat, if he's grabbing boards, I can live with what he gives you defensively. It's always going to frustrate me, but I can live with that. Brunson, the effort's there. He's just slow and not a good defender. It just is what it is. Like, there's times where, guys give effort defensively and they're just not physically able to play defense. What I need Brunson to do is be the most clutch player in the sport, which he has been. And when you start to look at the Eastern Conference, I would say it's a 4-team race because I do think you have to at least respect the talent on the Cavs. And then when you look at the Celtics and their pedigree, and they did get better. They bring in Vucevic. You still have Jaylen Brown, who's been one of the best players, maybe one of the 5 best players in the NBA this year. When they're hitting threes, they are a scary team. And when you are not hitting threes, they are a very easy team to beat, specifically without Jason Tatum. Then you have the Pistons, who are everyone's darling now. The Pistons are the team they can't do wrong. They are, they've been gifted a spot in the finals, mostly by Knicks fans. You talk to other people that don't live in this market or that aren't Knicks fans, and they don't think it's as much of a foregone conclusion that's. I know most people are viewing the Celtics as a bigger threat to make it to the finals than the Pistons are. Why? Because they haven't proven anything yet. And I think in this market, specifically the older guys, and that's fine, you lived through the 90s. You guys view toughness as winning basketball, and that doesn't win you basketball games in May and June. It doesn't. You have to be mentally tough. You can't be out there throwing elbows and hard fouls in idiotic situations. And speaking of hard fouls, we will talk about the embarrassment that is Providence and their fan base after yesterday's beatdown by the Johnnies. But you can't go out there. Isaiah Stewart, guy I like in the league, that is not a guy who on the court is a winning basketball player. That's not a guy who goes out there and drastically affects the game outside of a couple of hard fouls. He is not. He's a good rebounder. In the playoffs, when he's got 4 fouls in the first half, what does that do for you? (888) 808-1019. I think this team is gearing up for their best run since '94. And for me, it's not finals or bust. But if you have to at least get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if you don't get to the finals, I think there needs to be serious discussions about Leon Rose being on the hot seat. Gene in Secaucus. What's going on, Gene?
Hey, I'm 62 years old, Knicks fan. I've been watching and following this team since the early 70s.
Uh-huh.
And I think I got a pulse on this team, on the culture and everything. I hate to say this, but my 2 cents is this. I'm not sure that this Knicks team is the best in the East. Now, you could, for argument's sake, let's say they are the best. On paper, you look at being, the best team. My question is, can they beat the Cavs, Pistons, or Celtics in the playoffs?
So let me ask you this.
2000.
But Gene, I'll let you finish your point. Let me ask you this. What have the Cavs done in the playoffs?
I can't go with what they did in the playoffs.
No, but so then what are you going off of then? Vibes? If you got the pulse, what have they done in the playoffs?
I'm going to tell you right now. In 2000,
so you've never criticized James Harden a day in your life. So they add James Harden, they're all of a sudden a winning team.
I didn't say that. You said that.
No, but I'm trying to figure out where the Cavs are somehow a better team than the Knicks.
If you let me.
Well, you got to get to it, dude. We don't have all day.
A long time. I'm trying to tell. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to give you my opinion. You can hang up and.
I'm waiting for you to give you.
My opinion.
Gene, give me your opinion, dude. Come on.
In 2000, when the Nets. Hello.
I'm listening, Gene.
In 2000, it was a foregone conclusion that the Nets were going to get to the finals. I called up the fan.
No, it wasn't. They weren't a finals contender in 2000.
I got this. Listen,
2000?
2000.
2000. Who was on the Nets in 2000, Gene? I can't do it, dude. I'm sorry. I can't do it. You got to get to the point. Stephon Marbury was the point guard of the Nets in 2000.
He meant 2020, by the way.
2020.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry.
But he didn't. But he said 2000.
I'm sorry. And if Kevin Durant doesn't step on the line, they're in the finals. It's just what it is. Gene, I thank you for the call, dude. You got to be quicker than that. I gave you a chance. The Knicks aren't a foregone conclusion to go anywhere. But you can't tell me the Cavs, who have done nothing. Donovan Mitchell has done nothing.
And James Harden guarantees they're going to get knocked out of the playoffs early.
Yeah, and I'll give you this much. James Harden's done more in the playoffs than Donovan Mitchell has. Let's go back to this. Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Luke is out. Who was the best player in that series when Jalen Brunson was not the Jalen Brunson we are now? That's it. The Pistons, you could tell me that you think they're projecting to be the biggest threat to the Knicks. That is valid, but they also have not done anything to prove otherwise when I'm picking the Knicks against them in a 7-game series. The Celtics are a team that, yes, the Knicks took care of them last year, so I am pretty confident without Jason Tatum, they will take care of them again, especially if they're not shooting 45% from three over a course of a 7-game series. I have more confidence that this package will get delivered to my house than the Cavs, and that's no confidence, that the Cavs beat the Knicks in the 7-game series. Also, James Harden, every time he goes somewhere, the first 3 weeks he's there, look like the best basketball he's ever played. And you can't get on me and tell me the Knicks don't play defense, and then your big thing is the Cavs and James Harden. As Rami just said, just wait till he finds, the Cleveland nightlife. 888-808-1019. Keith at Hicksville. What's going on, Keith?
Hey, I just wanted to get your opinion about what do you think the NCAA is going to do with undefeated Miami, Ohio? I'm an alumni. I would love to see them get seeded pretty high, even though they had a pretty terrible schedule.
I mean, if they go undefeated through the regular season and their tournament, they're going to be a 1 seed. We saw it happen with St. Joe's. I know it was a long time ago, but we saw, that Jameer Nelson St. Joe's team, they were a 1 seed. Now, do I think I think they're a good team. I think basketball, and I appreciate the call, Keith. I think basketball in college is, the parity is there. And there's too much talent across the board in all of basketball in this country for these teams to just outright run away with it. I do think at the end of the day, obviously, you'll see a blue blood or a bigger school be there and win the title. Miami, if you don't know, Miami of Ohio, not Miami University, but Miami of Ohio, they are undefeated right now. Only undefeated team left. They will, if they go the whole tape, they run the whole table going into the tournament, they'll be a 1 seed, undefeated. That's just how it works. And if not, it's just, what's the point of playing the games in the regular season? 888-808-1019. Nigel in the Bronx. What's going on, Nigel?
Hey, what's going on?
How are you, dude?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What do you want to talk about?
I just wanted to bring up, how long do you think the New York Knicks championship window is, including this year? Because I think, they kind of got to take advantage of the opportunity this year. And if they don't win this year, do they just try to take advantage of the opportunity of getting Giannis this summer?
Well, I think Nigel's a fair question. Their window is always going to be open as long as Jalen Brunson is in his prime and healthy because of the flexibility he's granted them with his contract. Now, do I think they run it back? If they don't make if they make the finals, they're going to run it back. If they make the Eastern Conference Finals and lose in Game 7, I think they run it back with small tweaks. The Giannis thing is, again, they might be able to get Giannis if he absolutely demands that he wants to go nowhere. But there's so many other teams. The Nets have a lot more to offer. The Thunder, the Rockets, the Pistons, all these teams have a lot more to offer. So we've seen, Dame Lillard wanted the Heat. They traded him to Milwaukee. So it's got to be a combination of what the franchise wants and what Giannis wants. I also am not looking that far ahead right now. I think right now the focus is, can this team get to the NBA Finals? And then we'll go from there.
I agree. How worried are you about, or not worried, I should say, but how concerned are we about the Pacers being back to a final contender next year?
What scares me, Nigel, is the Pacers were smart to get their pick back. And what scares me is maybe not next year, but what they can build going forward if they were to somehow win the lottery. Because they're going to have Siakam still. Nembhard will be there. They'll get a healthy Halliburton. He won't come out the gate firing because that's a tough injury to return from. And then you add whoever it is, Peterson or whichever one of these top college players. And there's about 4 guys in this draft that are considered like game changers.
Yes, exactly.
That scares me.
The next window.
Like that, but I don't think, and thank you for the call, Nigel. Great question. I don't think just because the Pacers get healthy and get better, and because the Celtics are going to get Tatum back, just means that the Knicks are completely out of it when it comes to their title window. I do think that the Knicks will have it harder. This is the best chance they have to win a title, yes. But it does not mean next year's going to come and whatever iteration of this team, unless they blow it up, they're not going to have a chance to play for the NBA title. And as much as the Pacers, yes, 2 years in a row, they knocked us off. Both times we were the favorites. Do I think that means we're never going to beat them? No. Does it mean they bother me? Yeah, it does. But also, we don't know what can happen.
But the Pacers are in such a weird spot. You know how their pick works, right? If their pick is in the top 4, they keep it. If it's between 10 and 30, they keep it. But if their pick is number 5 through number 9, it goes to the Clippers.
Yeah, but I think the fear is they get the top 4 pick. They did that on purpose.
But if it's in the lottery and it's 5 to 9, not only do you not get the top 4 pick, you lose the pick completely.
Yeah, and that's like the Knicks with the Wizards, right? Then if it's a 9 through whatever, the Knicks get it. If it's a top 8 pick, the Wizards keep it, and then we get like 2 second-round picks. Right now, the Pacers are 15-40. They are the 4th worst record in the league. The Kings are.
Yeah, but if they drop one spot with the lottery, they could drop one spot, and then they get the 5th overall pick, and it's no longer theirs. That would be amazing.
Wow, we can all pray for that.
Like, they'd rather have the 10th pick than the 5th pick.
Just like that Mavs pick, if the Heat didn't make the playing game, they would have Cooper Flagg right now. But they don't. I had a conversation with Alex Azar, Rami, big Nets fan, and I was like, I don't care if Giannis gets traded somewhere that stops them, it impedes the Knicks franchise, hopes, the title hopes. If he goes to the Heat, even though the Heat would still not be a better team than the Knicks, it would kill me. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve happiness in that city. I hate the Heat so much that the Marlins, I kind of hate the Marlins too because of the Mets, but the Miami Hurricanes, the Miami Dolphins, they all just bleed into that hatred for how much I hate. I mean, Miami, great city, but terrible sports town, terrible basketball franchise. I hate them. Heat culture is a myth. Heat culture is thong bikinis and no property tax or whatever it is, no income tax. That's what Heat culture is. LeBron James didn't pick the Heat because of Pat Riley. Shaquille O'Neal didn't go to the Heat because of Pat Riley and his culture that he set in. You think Shaq was running sprints in practice? No.
How many guys from Heat culture have betrayed them and gone else? Like Jimmy Butler not playing so that he could get traded, or what LeBron running the show down there. Like Heat culture, like you said, it's a myth.
Also, if Heat culture was this thing, Max Strus would leave and still be the guy he was, and Gabe Vincent, who killed the Knicks in that series.
Well, no, that's the opposite. Now you're wrong, because if the Heat culture defenders say the only reason they were good was because they were part of Heat culture, and once they left, they're no longer there anymore. So now they're bad.
But part of that culture is that they develop talent. You know who develops talent? Leon Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Rami, that's why you're my
Leon
guy.
we trust.
That's right. That's right. That's why Rami is my guy. Anthony Gallo with Rami Lavi.
That better be on the YouTube stream.
888-808-1019. Jesse in New Jersey. What's going on, Jesse?
Hey, what's up? Thank you, brother, for taking my call.
What's going on, dude?
Out of all these people I'm here calling up about the Knicks, nobody has yet to mention last year this time, we were not as good as the team as we are right now. We are a better team to go against Detroit. Now we have, could you imagine a dose of Jeremy and OG coming out to Detroit? It's no way. People just have to realize, to me, we have the best chance to win it right now, and we have the best team coming out of the East. When everybody gets to playing, we're deep. I don't even understand how we're going to do substitutions with all these people we have.
Jet, that's exactly my point, and it's a great call. And to put it in perspective, too, the Knicks right now, defensive rating is 11th in the league. Last year, if I'm correct, I'll bring it up right now, actually. They were 13th in the league. So they've gotten better defensively.
Absolutely.
There is this notion that they've somehow fallen off. Last year, they were 5th offensively in their offensive rating, and this year they are 3rd. So in both aspects, they've gotten better. And I think the other thing, the thing that's similar, Jesse, from this year and last year is also the way a lot of the fan base views it. Oh, last year was we couldn't beat the Celtics, we couldn't beat the Cavs. This year it's we can't beat the Pistons. And then when we got to the postseason, none of that mattered.
Exactly. And you know the last statement I want to make, the way Brown is coaching this team, Towns has to play his best ball or he knows he's going to be riding that pine. Now with this pickup of Jeremy and Alvarado, it's a few people that's in our starting lineup that will come in 6 or 7 off the bench. If they don't perform, they will be replaced. So I think that's even going to make us a better team because that's how deep we are.
Right.
We're like 11. We're like 11 men deep if you think about it. And McBride is out, and this new kid coming up. We're like 11 guys deep. So I'm very confident about us taking it this year.
Jesse, thank you for the call. Great call. The other thing is, too, to everyone who wants to, the Mike Brown hate, and this is not just the Mike Brown thing. The Kings fired Mike Brown, and they have the worst record in the NBA in that span. Or maybe it was just the Western Conference in that span. I'm not saying Mike Brown is Popovich or Pat Riley or even Spoelstra or Joe Mazzulla, but he is not the inept coach that so many people out there want to make him out to be. He is what he is. He had in similar careers, he's had the same resume that Tibbs had. The difference is Tibbs, New York guy, he's a little bit tougher, so you guys gravitate to that. I gravitate to winning. Whoever wins, that's going to be the coach I love. Terry Collins, I hated him for a long time. And the Mets decided to be a little bit more competent in the way they played. And it seemed that clearly Terry was bleeding in. You know what happened was they started to win games. We all loved Carlos Mendoza, and they started to lose games, and you guys blamed him for a lot of what happened last year. You all loved Brian Daboll. He was the pride, and then he got skinny, and he started losing games, and you all hated him. It's funny how that works. That's how this is. If Mike Brown gets to the NBA Finals this year, we're not going to look back on the Tibbs firing anymore. We're going to move past it. And the notion that great players is what led to Mike Brown's winning, yeah, duh. Same thing with Tibbs. Tibbs' best coaching jobs, Derrick Rose, MVP of the league. Jalen Brunson, most clutch player in the league. This is how this works. Tell me how many championships Phil Jackson won without the best talent in the history of the sport. Shula. All these coaches go through the line. I can't remember the...
Talent made Glenn Rivers an NBA champion.
I don't even know who Glenn Rivers is.
Doc.
Oh, wow. His name's Glenn?
Yes.
How did I not know that?
That's like a big... That's like a big meme, like everywhere. Like whenever they call him Glenn.
I'm a little detached now. I'm getting a little older around me. My back hurts. Glenn?
That's like the meme.
Glenn Rivers sounds like a GM. Doc is a great nickname, though.
I know. It makes him sound like a competent coach.
Miles is a great name. Deuce, better name. Like if I'm Deuce McBride. According to the architect, He thinks I should go by Tony Gallo.
I agree.
I disagree.
I think Anthony's a great name. I think Tony's awesome.
Why can't we just do Gallo?
No, if it's just Gallo, that's fine.
One syllable?
Yes.
You know?
That's not one syllable. Gallo would be 2 syllables.
One word? Whatever, dude. What do you know? Sheesh.
Apparently English.
That was bad. 888-808-1019. It is 2 syllables. Well, it also means rooster. You know? So, and I'll just put it this way. What's the other word? Well, what's the other word for rooster? You know, my cousin one time, saw this graffiti in France. It's an Italian name, obviously. It's just Gallo, Gallo, Gallo. And I was like, that's essentially them writing penis 4 times on a wall. So, yeah, it's not the same. 888-808.
Size 13 shoes.
I do, size 13 shoes. This is correct. Did you say that on air? You did it.
I did.
Okay. 888-808-1019. We got a lot to get to. I got you till 6 p.m. until we get a little Yankees content. Susan
Waldman.
That's right.
Haven't heard her voice in a few months.
Baseball is back. We got a lot to get to. Anthony Gallo on the Fan.
We're talking Yankees and Mets as we get you ready for the 2026 season. From the time pitchers and catchers report through opening day.
There's a high drive. That's leaving the yard.
The hot stove is fired up on the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee. Applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
Talk New York sports on the Fan.
Want to know why betting the winter games on FanDuel makes sense? From game lines to medal counts to finding your angle on the events you care about most, FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. The winter games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. Curling matches that start slow and somehow get tense fast. Speed skating decided by inches. Hockey games that feel different from the opening faceoff, and so much more. FanDuel is the place to bet on the winter games. You can bet on who you think will take home the gold in alpine skiing, skeleton, bobsleigh, luge, and speed skating, just to name a few. The winter games are here. Stay connected to the action with FanDuel. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Your official station to talk Jets. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
Oh, that's right. Little Anthony Gallo on a Sunday, 888-808-1019. I got you all the way till 6 p.m. I don't even know where this package went now. If you're listening earlier, Amazon called me in the middle of this, asking for a code. I guess it's a thing now. I guess because it's a, I can't even say what it is on here, just in case my girlfriend's listening. Little surprise. Don't they know? I don't think the guy spoke English, so that also didn't help. And I barely speak English, as we just found out. Gallo, 2 syllables. News to me. 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo on the Fan, or as, the architect would like me to say, Tony Gallo. My mom's name is Tony Marie. She goes by Tony. It's weird.
Then you get Tony Jr. That's even
not
better.
How this works.
Oh.
That's not how this works. I'm already a junior. And, if I ever have a son and I name him my name, AG3. How about that?
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. And, we talked a little bit about the Knicks and where they're going to. Like I said, the River Spring Health Yankees preview with Susan on after me at 6 o'clock. So baseball right around the corner. And I can guarantee you they won't be talking about what bags were brought to camp. The dumbest thing I've heard. Baseball's around the corner when Mets and Yankees fans are at each other's throats over what bag a guy brought. Let's put it this. Craig wore a Fox Sports shirt on SNY while doing radio on WFAN. No articles were written about that. I have worn Met stuff to a Yankees remote.
You're wearing an Anaheim Ducks hat right now.
I am. Well, Mighty Ducks is kind of wearing. It is an Anaheim Ducks hat. Thanks for outing me on that one, dude.
No, I love it.
And, it's a dope hat. And I have it's actually Dr. Doom. It's not an MF Doom hoodie. I do see people shouting that out. It's MF Doom inspired, but it is a Dr. Doom because on the back, you guys are watching on YouTube, so why does it matter? On the back, it is a MF Doom inspired Dr. Doom hoodie. Both great. Power rankings of Dooms. MF Doom greater than Dr. Doom, in my opinion, but enough of that. I think the Knicks are going to the finals, are the favorites in the Eastern Conference. Just like I think the Yankees are the best team in the American League. They actually are the favorites of the American League, too. And I get it. It's Vegas. They're wrong a lot of the time. But it is just how outside of this New York bubble, when you get outside of the Knicks bubble and the Yankees bubble, you always tend to be harder on your own teams. Other people don't view it that way. A lot of my buddies, specifically from, my St. John's days, we're all very close. We all talk. A lot of smack talk during the basketball season. They all view the Knicks in the same outlet. But as Knicks fans, I think there's also a generational divide in the Knicks fan base. You have the guys who lived through the 90s, who their entire encapsulation of basketball is just 90s Knicks basketball, and they can't separate that from what they're seeing now, which is fine. I'm going to get to that day in my sports fandom, when I don't even know who it is. John Starks the sixth is playing point guard for the Knicks, and I'm like, well, he's no Jalen Brunson. So I think there's that level of that, but there's this generational divide where there's hope and optimism in the younger portion of the fan base, and the older portion doesn't think this team's going to get it done because it doesn't fit their mold of what the NBA and basketball should be, and that's fair. And then there is the younger Knicks fan who's not had anything to latch onto, and this is their run. For me, I caught the tail end of the 90s. For me, the 90s is Larry Johnson 4-point play, the shortened season, going to the finals. That's really my introduction to NBA hoops. Yes, I watched the game, but that was really when I was building my I was 8, 9 years old. Building my fandom at that point. My core memories started in that year. Oh, we got to hit the hard-hitting topic here. Anthony in Tampa Tony versus Anthony is what the call description is here. But what's going on, Ant?
Yes, it is definitely Ant. It is definitely Anthony. It is 1,000,000% not Tony. It's another Tony.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
So I called to say I 100% agree with you. And even my last name starts with an I, so people like to call me AI. I'm still Ant or Anthony.
That's actually awesome, dude. That's pretty awesome, though. AI is the cool. I get AG, occasionally. The great Bob Husler used to call me the Attorney General, and because AG. But AI is great, dude. That's awesome. And again, it's nothing against the name Tony. My mom is Tony Marie. My dad, like me and my dad, don't get called by the same thing, so it's a little different. I am named after my dad, but I am either Junior or Ant. People call him Anthony, or it's something Uncle Anthony, or Pops, whatever it is. So it's a little different. With my mom, she's Tony. Yes, she's Tony Marie, but it's Tony.
Yeah, no, I get it. Listen, I'm from New York. Most of my family is named Anthony, but I'm always still. It's like people just know which one you're talking to. I guess there's usually a little more anger in my voice when people say my name. So.
Well, yeah, and then
or
it
in
depends.
their voice, rather, because they're always pissed at me, but that's a different. Story.
I feel you. Thank you for the call, Ant. Yeah, well, or it's Little Ant. My mom, if she calls me by my name, it means I was in trouble. My dad will run through, my sister Samantha and my brother's Joe. Sam, Joe, Ant. That's usually what he calls me. Runs through all the names. That's the sign of, and Anthony, I mean, if you're Italian and you live in New York, there's like 7 names you can be named. Michael, Anthony, Joseph, John. That's maybe Angelo. You throw an Angelo in there. Gino. Rob in Westchester. What's going on, Rob?
Hey, what's up, man? First time caller, long time listener. Thanks for having me today.
What's up, dude?
Listen, I wanted to piggyback a little bit with some of the hatred towards the Knicks. I feel like, as from Knicks fans, I think it has to do with, in my opinion, will hardly watch the NBA anymore. I have to tell them to turn on the Knicks game. I think it has to do with the Knicks and really across the NBA. There's just a lack of superstars now. There's not as many. I don't know if it's a personality thing, but there's not a lot of guys. Like, we trust Brunson. Well, we know what he's capable of, and he's an all-star.
Rob, you're making a great point. Let me ask you, how old are you?
I just turned 34 yesterday. And I'm a Division I walk-on basketball player, so I know a little bit about ball.
No. I'm saying you're the same age as me. So we are in this funny gap. Because you remember, growing up, we're watching T-Mac, we're watching Vince, Kobe, all these guys. And back then, it was the same conversation that they just crapped on the league. And for me, when I talk to my nephews and my kids' kids, my buddies' kids, and I don't have kids. When I talk to younger kids, they view the league like we used to. They view these guys, there's the stars and there's the guys they love. And I do think there's a little bit of a disconnect, but I also think that's a disconnect across all sports. It's just amplified with the NBA. But I agree with you. There's so many people I know that are Knicks fans, but not necessarily NBA. And that's fine. Like, I am a Rangers fan. I am not turning on, outside of if there's nothing else to watch, a national TV hockey game. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not sitting here watching, Ducks Wild on TNT when, it's a nationally broadcast game. For the NBA, I watch whatever game's on. I love the NBA. Same thing with baseball, football, all that, soccer. So I do think there's that disconnect where they are only watching the Knicks. So, and that's fine. That doesn't make them any less knowledgeable, but I do think there's also a level of they don't actually see the product out there.
Yep. And listen, that's why your job's going to be important, right? You got to, and I try to do the same thing. I say tune in because they are pretty good. Now, the problem is the last few years when we do trust them and they're in the playoffs, they kind of crap the bed, right?
Right.
So
and
hopefully this year,
is,
maybe that could change.
Rob, where'd you play ball, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
I was a preferred walk-on at Marist College.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, very cool. BT, Marist alum. That's my guy. I appreciate the call, Rob. Marist is no joke. That's D1. The MAC.
BT, right?
BT played baseball there. I did. I did just say that.
Willie Mays.
It's okay. That's great. No, yeah. Marist, listen.
I half heard you say that, and then I repeated it.
Listen,
but I caught myself.
You did. It's okay. Ryder. My sister went to Ryder. My best friend went to Ryder, so that's the MAC. I'm very familiar with Marist. It's the truth. It is the truth. And to say they blew it in the playoffs is also fair. This Knicks team has proven a lot in the playoffs. They've also proven they can't get over the hump when it matters most. They lost to the Hawks. They were favored in that series. The next 2 years later, when they made the playoffs again, they beat the Cavs, lost to the Heat. They were favored in that series. Then 2 years in a row, they lost to the Pacers, and the Pacers both times favored in those series. So they have now lost 4 straight playoff series to eliminate themselves from the playoffs against teams they're favored against. And I know that doesn't mean everything, but it does mean that they are playing down at times. They are getting bested by teams that they should be beating, in my opinion. And I think in a lot of your opinions too. So it is also fair to say that maybe we don't trust them in that boat. I think that's a valid criticism. 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo on the Fan. Jim in Whitestone. What's going on, Jim?
Hey, what's up, Anthony? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, dude?
All right. Here's a funny thing. I got 2 friends with the exact same first and last name. But one goes by Anthony and the other one goes by Tony.
And they have the same exact last name, you said?
Same exact. It's Anthony. I can say, I don't think he's listening. Anthony Pagano.
Okay. And then Tony Pagano?
One's Anthony Pagano. The other one's Tony Pagano.
All right. I appreciate the call, Jim.
Yeah.
The discussion. I will touch base with the architect tomorrow. See what he has to say about that. It's also, there is not a more, New York topic versus Anthony versus Tony as far as it is, everyone knows that Anthony. No one, my entire life though, I've just gone as Gallo. Outside of my house and my girlfriend, I've just been Gallo because, it's a common name, but, the circles I've grown up in, it was not, so it was just easy. Same thing here. It's not like I told people to call me Gallo. It just happened. So.
A little inside baseball here, but your folder, everyone's folder is last name first in our system.
And it's first name.
And yours is first name. And the first time you told me that, you're like, yeah, it's my first name first. I'm like, what the hell is his first name?
It's like Ichiro.
I know, but I was like, what is his first name? I couldn't even think of it in the moment.
So one of my best friends growing up, Yusef, he's probably not listening. He's a big Eagles fan, Sixers fan, so he's definitely not listening. But I knew him. This is a true story. And we were close, hung out a lot, camp, all that, went to high school. I knew him. We got to high school, so it was the first time we were actually in the same school together. We're in algebra class. He's a year older than me. They call out my name, Anthony Gallo, and everyone just calls me Gallo, or I had other nicknames, some inappropriate, some I just don't want to say. But they call my name out, and he goes, "Your name's Anthony?" And I'm like, "Dude, you've known me for a decade. How do you not know my first name?" So that is how my life is. I'm sure everyone's gone through that. I also, everybody, my other buddy who's named Anthony, we just call him Pie. His last name's Piatanza. It's just how easy that as the dumbing down that we do as men. Because God forbid, Gallo is 2 syllables, as I learned today, thanks to the great English professor here, Rami Lavi. And Bob Husler used to call me AG or the Attorney General, which was awesome, to be honest. But that was everyone. They got a nickname when Bob and Minko were in the newsroom. The shift change. He was Mr. Met. And it was cool. The Nets game called me the Attorney General. It was my ringtone for a long time. Whatever I can to, boost the ego a bit. But going back to the Knicks conversation, as we've gotten completely off the rails here, they are definitely a team that you have to obviously be fair. Both things can be true. You could believe in them, and you could trust Brunson, and you could trust where they're going, and also call out the fact that they've had their shortcomings in the playoffs. They've still accomplished more than the Pistons, way more than the Pistons, and they've accomplished more than the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell has had it's kind of something, he's kind of skirted it, because he's played in Cleveland and Utah. He's had a ton of playoff disappointments. Luka Doncic gets hurt, and the Jazz lose to the Mavs. And who was leading that team for those 3 games? Brunson. He loses to the Knicks in the first round. That year he gets traded to the Cavs. Not his fault, but they still lose. We all know the Jared Allen quote that the lights were too bright. They come out the next year, nearly lose to the Magic, and then lose to the Celtics. Last year, they win the first round pretty easily. And then they lose to the Pacers. And they get embarrassed by the Pacers. And that's not a team that I'm going to believe in just because they swapped in James Harden. And you can't give me Brunson doesn't play defense and Cat doesn't play defense, and then turn around and tell me a 36-year-old James Harden is not going to be a walking turnstile. That's just it. And the question is going to be, they have to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think bare minimum, they have to get back there. But if they don't get farther than that, I think next year we could turn up the temperature on Leon Rose a bit. Doesn't mean I want him fired. I still think he's one of the 5 best GMs in the league. I think that and you notice this with the Yankees. You all are sick of Brian Cashman, but what's the replacement? You know, you guys will run Leon Rose out of town if they lose in the conference finals again. And then what's the replacement? The guy has drafted well. Yes, a couple of his free agent signings, you know, Fournier, Kemba Walker, not great. Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele, haven't been great. Although, if the Knicks win a ring, Yabusele's getting a ring. Because what he did at the deadline was what set the Knicks up to get Alvarado and Sohan. Did I get it?
Sohan.
So
close.
I was so close. There was no confidence, and you weren't looking at me, so I was like, bail me out here, bud. Well, that's why you're not getting the width in this one today. Otherwise, you got to earn the width.
I feel like I've been earning it so far. Probably a little too much. Hopefully you don't have a conversation with the architect about that tomorrow.
Wow. I might be there, and you might be here. As C-Mac says, it's a big difference between and width also. But that Yabusele has set them up. He needs to be on a float. Not the main float, but he's got to be, when we have like the Carton Show float, he's going to be on that float with us. You know, riding down the WFAN Carton Show float, the Yabusele, crew. Because he set it up selflessly. He just wanted to play basketball. He also, I don't think he held any ill will towards the Knicks. But I'm getting off topic. What Leon Rose has done, yes, he's had a few free agent signings that haven't worked out. His trades have been great. Josh Hart. He's been able to OG Anunoby. He's been able to identify talent. Deuce McBride, when we all thought IQ was that guy, and he locked up Deuce on that 3-year very cheap deal and moved on from IQ, and Deuce fit what we wanted more. He was able to develop. We haven't had a ton of high draft picks, and he's been able to find guys. Muhammad Diawara. Deuce McBride, obviously a guy that they were able to find. The Obi Toppin pick wasn't a terrible pick. It's that the guy that was behind him, which a lot of other teams passed up on as well, in Tyrese Halliburton, is where they went wrong, but we moved past that because the other picks he's made in these drafts have benefited them. Tyler Kolek has been a good pickup. They've been able to develop talent. Look at what Julius Randle did as a Knick. Look at if Jalen Brunson was on the Miami Heat and made this leap, we would be calling it would be he culture did this. But God forbid you give the Knicks a little bit of credit for developing guys, and this is where it goes. Mitchell Robinson is being able to grow. And on the YouTube chat, someone said it. No one gives Mitchell Robinson the credit he deserves when it comes to the playoffs. Drastically impacted that Cavs series, drastically impacted that Celtics series. He is one of the most, he is doing what Rudy Gobert does for half the price. He is a game changer when he steps on the court. One of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Overall, one of the best rebounders in the league. One of the best defenders in all of basketball. He is not a complete liability offensively. He gets to the hoop. He knows his spacing. He knows how to play within an offense. And he's selfless in that aspect. I think there's a lot of selflessness on this Knicks team as well. Yes, we can have our disagreements about Cat and what he is. I also don't think I've seen a player with, because it is the Knicks, so it's the entire city. It's not half the city because of the two teams in baseball or football. The amount of ire that Cat's taken, maybe you could argue that he's not selfless. The rest of these guys are selfless. Bridges, OG, I guess Josh Hart's whole thing is knows his role. Brunson at time, it's not like Brunson's looking to take 60 shots a game. You give him the ball twice in a possession, he's going to shoot it. 888-808-1019 Fran in Massapequa. What's going on, Fran?
What's up, buddy? I like you, man. You're good. I don't know. I think I talked to you once before. I don't agree with everything. That's why I like you.
What's up, dude? I appreciate you. I appreciate you like softening the blow and telling me you like
just
me.
Being honest, listen, callers want to just call up and be honest. You know what I mean?
We don't have to agree.
Everything about you guys.
You know what the fun thing is about this, Fran? We don't have to agree, and at the end of the day, it's sports. None of it matters. We can have fun.
Exactly, and I can mention 9 hosts right now who, nothing against you, that are a lot more, more experienced and, supposedly much better, that would have hung up already because they got insulted. You know what I mean? That's what's good about but that's what's good about you. You can take it no matter what it is. But anyway, you mentioned something a few weeks ago about. Listen, I'm an ex-Met fan. I'm done. I don't want to get into all of that. I'm a Pete Alonso guy. I'm an Oriole guy now. But you mentioned that they are almost as good. I thought you said as the Dodgers, and I almost drove off the road. That's the beauty of Met fans, man. They believe, and that's the beauty.
Well. I didn't say no. I didn't say that. I didn't say they were as good as. I didn't know. I didn't say. I said that.
It was you or maybe the guy you were talking to. I know you were talking to somebody, and you guys were talking. Listen, you were saying the Mets got a shot of winning a World Series.
I never said that. I haven't said that.
No, then it wasn't you. I apologize.
It's all good.
My bad.
I'm not saying the Mets are bad. They're not in the Dodgers.
Yeah, no,
maybe it was the Yankees.
I apologize.
Maybe because I do think the Yankees are very good. But
talking
about the Knicks, though, you had a Knicks take.
Get to the Knicks real quick. They got to make a deal and get Giannis. They're not there. You got a shot at the Super Bowl, at winning the NBA title. There's no way. They're a good team. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. They can't get past Detroit.
But why? Let me ask you this though. Why do you think that?
I think that this is why. Giannis wants to come here. Win.
No. Why do you think they can't get past Detroit though?
Oh, because if you saw last year, Detroit gave them everything they can handle.
And they beat them in 6 games.
Absolutely, but Detroit is better this year, and they're more mature. Listen, I'm a diehard Knicks fan.
No, I know. You don't have to. You can be a diehard fan and not believe them.
If we beat them, that'd be incredible. I'd love it. I just don't see it. But that's me. You got to make the deal for Giannis. And I don't want to hear these people say, you can't do it. We got pieces. You can trade Anunoby, get some picks, or you can give them Anunoby, Bridges. You can give them Paul Anthony Towns. You can give them whatever they want but Brunson. I don't care. I don't care. I want Giannis on his team, and if they don't get him, if they don't pair Giannis with Brunson, then it's the same thing with Ewing. You know what I mean? Get a bunch of guys, fill it in, and let's blah, 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 blah.
Well, Fran, I appreciate the call. I can't even think about the Giannis stuff right now, and I get it. If you're a Knicks fan who doesn't believe, you're completely directing your attention now to what you want next year. I don't look at the team this way. And I also don't look at the Pistons as a team that's just going to get past the Knicks. The Knicks were soft last year. We all said that. The Knicks were soft. And then the Pistons were so tough. They're the bad boy Pistons. And we beat them in 6 games. That's what happened. We couldn't beat the Celtics, and they beat them in 6 games. I don't want to hear about the Jason Tatum injury. Before he got hurt, they were down 3-1. Now, if we're on the Pacers, a little different story. Can't even beat the Pacers without Halliburton. And at times, I know Rami agrees with me on this, Halliburton, wasn't even the X factor against the Knicks half the time.
100%. Siakam was the best player in that series.
100%. Siakam was their best player in the playoffs last year.
Easily.
Now, I do think it's fair to say, if you're a Pacers fan, you have to play the what-if game. If he doesn't get hurt.
Because he was also off to a great start. That was going to be his best game of the playoffs.
You know what it reminded me of? And I hate to make this comparison. OBJ in the Super Bowl. He started off red hot, and then the injury happens, and you're like, this would have been like an all-timer.
It would have been your crowning moment.
I would have had, as we are both members of this, as the Tyrese Halliburton haters fan club.
The Knicks still should have drafted him over Obi Toppin.
No, that is fair. That I didn't want to brush that under the rug. That is fair, because I just wanted to be fair on what I think. But I think Leon Rose, that's his only blemish when it comes to the draft. I think he's done very well as a GM. But I can't anoint the Pistons. I just can't do it. We'll get back to the calls. We got a lot more to get into. We'll talk a little Jets, Giants, Mets, and Yankees right around the corner. You're going to hear Susan's amazing voice at 6 o'clock as she does a little Yankees preview. River Spring Health, 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo, back after this.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Joey and Milanen or the United States is doing things that nobody's ever done before in ice skates.
Yeah.
And you watch it, you see it, and they're just mesmerized by it.
Yeah, I mean, it took us to, this is how bad the Super Bowl was. We didn't even make it to 6:05 before we got into the Olympics.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
And we're out. Back in 60.
Hey, what are you eating?
Chimichurri filet mignon. It's a Factor meal.
Oh, nice. Wait, they let you eat like that in the pros?
Oh, they insist on it. A pro's work starts on the plate.
Oh, man, that does look good. Let me have a taste?
Get your own.
All right. Where do I find this? Is it factormeals.com?
Yep, and they've got a deal going on.
Oh, love a deal. I am so in.
Smart move. Pro move.
All right. Factor. Eat like a pro.
Boomer Esiason here, and after years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. Red Pocket Mobile gives you strong coverage with your choice of multiple 5G networks. Plans starting at just $10 a month and real customer care in under 2 minutes. All of this with no contracts or price hikes. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Michelin Winter Tires offer confidence in all types of winter conditions, and Town Fair Tire offers every long-lasting, fuel-efficient Michelin tire at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair gives you the most free services for life with your purchase of Michelin Winter Tires that keep you going for years to come. For the guaranteed best deal on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
I'm Captain Nick Polidoro, retired captain, Bloomfield Police Department. After years on the job, my body took a beating, and when the pain started slowing me down, I needed the best care possible. That's when I found Alliance Orthopedics. They got me back to doing the things I love.
Visit AllianceOrtho.com to be our next success story.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hola, amigos! It's a big noise. Brad Evans from BetMGM tonight. Listen Monday through Friday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports as we cover the biggest sports stories from coast to coast. Get insights on the NFL playoffs, college basketball conference races, and more. Download the Odyssey app now and listen from anywhere. BetMGM tonight, live and interactive, presented by BetMGM. Tune in, Team Huevos.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
You're listening to The Fan in New York City, the greatest city in the world. And it's getting a little warmer out. A little warmer. The snow is melting. We're getting so much closer to the greatest season of all. Summer in NYC. Anthony Gallo on The Fan. I want to give a little shout out right now to a family friend. You know, my buddy Rich, one of my best friends, him and his wife, Diane, they just had a beautiful baby. And Diane's mother, it is her birthday, Maria Ferrara. She's like a second mom to me. You know, takes care of me, feeds me when no one else wants to take care of me. So happy birthday to you, Maria. You know, I'm sure my buddy Rich is listening right now. So I know she's there, you know, taking the load off Rich because he's lazy. You know, passing the buck on the baby here. And don't worry, you know, he's a Yankee fan, but we got a nice Mets outfit in the mail coming to you. So shout out to her. I think she's, 27 today. 888-808-1019. Back to the calls we go. Mark in Jackson Heights. What's going on, Mark?
Mr. Gallo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, dude?
I'm all right. I'm Mark, and I have got a vowel at the end of my name.
Okay. What's going on, dude?
Now, look, I grew up in Ohio. Almost all my male relatives are called Tony.
Right.
Okay, so I got a question for you. Why are so many Italians called Tony?
That is, I know it's some Antonio in some facet of it. Also,
Okay, check this
I know
out,
it's a
check this
royal.
out.
I know
We're coming into Ellis Island.
Right.
We don't speak any English.
Correct.
They ask us what our name is.
Oh,
to New York.
Yes. And they change it.
No, to New York. Where are you going? To New York.
Oh, is that
on
true?
On their jackets in chalk. To New York. Tony. Tony.
Is that true, or is that just like a joke, an old wives' tale?
That's what I was told.
No, I mean that's actually kind of cool. I thought you were going to be a little bit more literal with the meaning, because it says Anthony meaning. I know Anthony means like royalty or something like that. I am royal,
Oh yeah, well, I'm a saxophone player. I was with Sinatra the last 3 years of his life.
Okay.
So I enjoy your show. Keep doing your thing, man. You're great.
I appreciate you. So were you there when Joe D came looking for Sinatra?
Well, Mr. Gallo, I'm born 1960.
Okay.
And I spent most of my life on the road. I was with Liza Minnelli, Tony Bennett, Sinatra. I played the saxophone, and now I live in Jackson Heights, and I love the fan.
That's why, Mark, I appreciate you. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. That is Tony Bennett, another Tony. That is an awesome little brag there, little throw out. Yeah, I played saxophone, Tony Bennett, Liza Minnelli, Frank Sinatra. Very cool. Nathan in Uniondale, what's going on, Nathan?
Hey, what's going on, man? I just wanted to touch base with you with the whole Giannis trade real quick, man.
Yeah, dude.
All right, so I feel like as good as the Knicks did last year, obviously without him, and you got the East wide open right now with Tatum being down and Halliburton being down. I feel like right now is the Knicks window to make that trade and get right to the finals, like you were saying earlier.
But Nathan, the trade deadline passed already.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was saying before that, obviously, I was hoping they could have made that deal, man.
Well, yeah, and
I feel like it just would have benefited them 100%, man. Like I said, look how good they did last year without him.
Right.
And the East is wide open now. They're getting past Boston.
Nathan, I appreciate the call. I can't do this all day. I got to be honest. You got to get over it, Knicks fans. He's not coming here right now. He's probably never coming here. And Nate, you're not wrong. They are looking at a chance to go to the finals this year. We're talking about getting Giannis in the offseason. And I hate to break it to you, just because a guy wants to go play somewhere doesn't mean he's going to end up there. What do the Knicks have to give up? The one thing that the two teams have in common that were chasing Giannis, the Miami Heat and the Knicks, the two teams that were supposedly the top two teams on his list, had in common was they had less to give up than anyone else in the league. The Pistons can make a run at Giannis for more. The Thunder, if they wanted to, have more in draft capital and players to give up than the Knicks do. And I hate to break it to you, if you give up Cat and OG and some ancillary pieces, how are you rebuilding that roster with the same lack of cap space afterwards? And I got to be honest, I don't feel like getting rid of Cat and OG and adding Giannis is making you that much better. I don't think that's not the answer to getting to the finals. Yes, you get better defensively in replacement of Cat, but you're hurting yourself defensively on the other side. OG is one of the 5 best two-way players. I'm not saying he's a superstar. He's one of the 5 best two-way players, meaning he excels at both ends of the court at a high level in the league. He's one of the best defensive players. He has Defensive Player of the Year capabilities. Last year before he got hurt, obviously, Wembanyama is going to probably run away with it last year if he doesn't get hurt. But before OG got hurt earlier in the year, he was the guy second in the running to him. We have to move past the Giannis conversation and table it until the Knicks are out of the playoffs. Because it's not even on my radar right now. I'm thinking NBA title. You're thinking about trading in the offseason. We are not lined up the same. Phil in Sheepshead Bay. What's going on, Phil?
Hi, Tony. Listen,
I heard that conversation. It was very controversial. The other guy said they can't beat Detroit. Well, guess what? Detroit was a bunch of thugs. This guy Stewart and a few others were suspended. And if I think Cat and a few others start playing the way they should, he's a rebounder. Let them get tough with them. They're going to beat them 4 out of 2 in the series. I'm going to leave you with that. Have a good day.
I appreciate the call, Phil. The toughest thing is only going to get you so far. Like, it just – there's a reason why in every sport the toughest thing only gets you so far. And I'm not talking about being mentally tough or playing physical. Being like a bad boy. The Pistons won 1 title. The bad boys. Or did they win 2? I don't even know. The bad boy Pistons in the 80s. Maybe it was 1990. Whatever it was. The Knicks were so tough in the 90s. They won nothing. What team in the last 30 years that was bad boy mentality, rough and tough, throwing punches, won because of that? The Pistons that won against the Lakers, they were tough. They also were one of the most fundamentally sound basketball teams ever. The Warriors had a good defense. They also were not fighting anybody. Maybe Zaza Pachulia was going out there taking some guys out. You know, that was a rumor at one point. They weren't fighting anybody. The closest they got to that was Draymond Green kicking somebody in the balls. Like, you have to be able to play within the rules. You can't be out there throwing elbows. It's not, again, it is what it is. The rules are the rules. Isaiah Stewart, Tobias Harris, Durant, if they have 4 fouls in the first half, who cares how tough they are? You know what? If you want to say being tough on the board, sure. You still have to be able to play the game. You have to put points in the basket, and you have to get stops. One of the best on-ball defenders in the league had it his season end last year in Thompson. Jalen Brunson schwapping a clutch 3 in his face. Put him on skates. I'm sorry. Until you prove something other than you could throw a punch, and I thought it was awesome what Stewart did. You know, Miles Bridges likes to throw punches at women and children, and for once he had to fight an actual grown man. So I thought it was nice. You know, and it wasn't a cheap shot like the dude on Providence yesterday, Powell, throwing a cheap shot because, what, you're tight that Bryce Hopkins transferred somewhere and you're not going to be in the tournament this year and you're going to get your coach fired? 888-808-1019. Maury and Belmore, my guy Maury.
My man AG, always, you know, when I hear the smooth beats, like, I know it's you. I know you're on the radio.
What's going on, dude?
It's wonderful. How you been, man? I'm waiting. I need my Napoli to win against Roma right now.
Wow, that's unfortunate because I can't watch, and I'm a huge Roma fan. So
I know you are. I know. I was with the guy. I went to that place, Angelina's in Staten Island. The kid was right off the boat, Roma. He was wearing his jersey and everything. Just got here. Literally.
Yeah, I go to a place in Lower Manhattan, Kesties, and they show every game. It's like a pizza bar. It's phenomenal. I'm my only guy who speaks English there when they go.
What street is it on?
I think it's Gold Street.
Okay.
It's Lower Manhattan. It's right off of
Pearl Street.
It's right. Yes, it's right off of Pearl. It's right there. I know.
The canal. Like 100 Gold. They used 100 Gold Street. I know the place.
The Fulton Street train station is not far.
That's awesome. Listen, I 2 things. I think the best thing that happened was we didn't get Giannis this year. I think with this coach, the minute he starts flailing his arms, you take him out, you put in the backup. We made some good trades. I like what Leon wrote. I think this is the year we go for it. Like you said, let's not worry about the trades. What's next year? The time is now. Let's move. Let's go. We have enough offense to do it. And I think the way he uses the bench, this is the team that's going to take us to the promised land. I feel it. It's in my gut.
Maury, you know what, dude? I am with you. We could talk about Giannis if they fail this year. But right now, I'm thinking NBA title. That's what I'm thinking.
Right now, I think it's an opportunity. We could show the unity. Look, the Cat, he worries me. But if you can get, triple, double, that's what you need from him. And if he starts flailing his arms, take him out. Sit him. You got enough of a bench to do it. This is the year we win it all. We came close last year. I'm telling you, you and I are going to be having a drink when they win the championship.
That's right. I'm down. That is 100% for sure. I appreciate the call, Maury. And here's the best part about this. Right out the gate, 3 of the first 4 games the Knicks play. So Thursday, home, Pistons. Let's see what happens. Full slate of guys at home, Ruckus Garden against the Pistons. Home against the Rockets. And then you go to Chicago, play the Bulls. That game means nothing. And then on the road against the Cavs. So right out the gate, they play the Bucks, then they play the Spurs, the Raptors, the Thunder, the Nuggets, the Lakers, and then the Clippers. That is a gauntlet right out the stretch. That is, and then, that probably is like the end of their tough stretches. I'm trying to look through it right now. They have a couple hard games, but they got a lot of easy games too as well at the end. A couple games against the Hornets, Hawks, Bulls, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Wizards. So they will have their chances to get fat. They're not going to catch the Pistons, in my opinion. They also aren't completely just out of that. And it starts Thursday. Get the 2 seed. That's all that matters. 888-808-1019. James in North Arlington. What's going on, James?
Thanks for taking my call. Listen, anyone who wears a Knicks jersey in the opposing owner's box is really a Knicks fan, and I'll tell you something. It's great having you on the fan. And I'll tell you something. Just talk about the Knicks having the team be a team just like they were when they won those 2 championships is what the Knicks are all about, and you're right. They don't need to bring in all these.
They don't have to go out there and make a bunch of trades. Right now, though, they're not making any trades, and I appreciate the call, James. I don't know. Maybe he misconstrued me saying I wore a Mets hat to a Yankee rope, but that's okay. You know who did wear a Knicks jersey in the owners? I don't know if it was the box, but in front of an owner. My guy, Big Zoo, when he went out to the Hawks-Knicks series back in the day. He crossed paths with the Hawks owner, if I remember correctly. That's it. This team, we can't focus on Giannis right now. They are in the middle of the regular season where they sit a half game out of the 2 seed. They are favorited by most. And again, I'm not saying that matters, but just to put it in perspective, you guys who are just glossing over this and looking towards the summer. This is the time right now. I'm not looking to next year, the year after. I'm not worrying about what we're going to do with Brunson when he gets older or what we're going to do with OG and Bridges and Cat in the offseason. I'm looking at right now. This is the best Knicks team of my lifetime. And when I mean my lifetime, I'm saying like where I actually could enjoy the games because the 90s Knicks, the Starks, Ewing, Anthony Mason Knicks were not a thing I grew up with, Larry Johnson, 4-point play, like I said, 99, the finals year. That was kind of like my first true, I can remember most of the season, Knicks. Obviously, I remember finals and big playoff games before that, but like 99 was really where my fandom started to grow and take over. And that goes for the sport in general. Since 99, this is the best Knicks team we've had. This might be the best shot since 94 that the Knicks have had, and I guess 95, the 2 years Jordan was out, to win a title. Best team, they're going to make their best run since 94. It is what it is. I really believe in this team. Mitch in East Windsor. Sorry, I'll get to you next, Will. Mitch in East Windsor. I fat-fingered the buttons. What's going on, Mitch?
Not a problem. How you doing, Anthony?
I'm good. How are you, dude?
Good. I agree that Detroit's the team to beat. Knicks, a lot of time. I love the Alvarado pickup. And I think we might be seeing Wembanyama. I think San Antonio can beat Oklahoma.
I think I do. Great. I feel like Oklahoma dealing with a couple injuries. We saw the way that the Spurs. The thing is with the Spurs is they have taken this regular season, and I think it's a breath of fresh air. And for those people who say that it doesn't matter, you could tell this Spurs team is motivated every time they play a big team. And they showed it against the Thunder the last time they played. That was right after the Cavs game with the Knicks, which was, I think it was the Cavs game. Whichever one of the games was the back and forth, really exciting game. And then after it, there was the Thunder Spurs game, and I thought we were going to get back-to-back awesome games. And I think the Spurs are good. I also, as Knicks fans, we don't have to worry about the Western Conference until the NBA Finals. If I think the Spurs or the Thunder are better than the Knicks, fine. But you know what? It doesn't matter till you get to the finals.
Yeah, those two teams have done quite a lot of good draft. Where the Knicks have made some good trades. Maybe overpaid for Bridges with all those first-round picks. Thanks for taking my call.
I appreciate it, Mitch. Will in Sayville, what's going on, Will?
Hey, Big Zoo, what's happening?
All right.
Hey,
it's not Big Zoo. How can you? All right, dude, I'm going to let you slide. It's not Big Zoo. It's Anthony Gallo.
Right.
We literally did a segment on my name.
All right, Gallo, all right. Hey, listen, so I'm calling about the Knicks, right? So how come we're not talking about this trade that pretty much sucks, all right? Getting Cat.
All right, I'm not doing this. I can't do it. First of all, you started off with a bad note. We're not revisiting the Cat trade. They went to the – what are we doing here? What are we smoking on, New York? Because you're not passing me any. What are we smoking on? We're now bringing up the Cat trade from a year and a half ago. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. You all wanted to run Julius Randle out of town prior to that. And I hate to break it to you, Dante DiVincenzo, nice player. He's not the difference. It goes for Isaiah Hartenstein, Dante DiVincenzo. He's not the difference between the Knicks and an NBA championship. Move on. Table Giannis till the offseason and leave the past in the past. All right? And if you're going to call in, I get it. We sound alike. My dad couldn't even tell the difference. You got it. It's Tony Gallo on the Fan. Is this? I think I have to do this now. Like, I think that's what it is.
Maybe that's why the architect chose that name.
Yeah, we're not talking about the Cat trade anymore. It's over with. And it was the right move. They moved a series ahead of where they were. Cat carried them in games. In the playoffs. We can hate him, criticize him as much as we want. You cannot deny the fact that he has done things at times that Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo would not have done. It's just, it is what it is. You got to move. I've never felt more confused about a fan base. Even the Yankee fan. They don't believe in their team half the time, but then when they get to the moment, they enjoy it. Can we enjoy this? They are a good team. Whether you want to find an excuse or not to make them not a good team, it doesn't matter. The facts don't care about your feelings. They are a good team. They are a title contender. They are going to be the odds-on favorite come May and June, April, whatever it is, late April, when the playoffs start. They are a legit squad. Stop trying to find, because I could do this with every single team in the NBA besides the Thunder. I could find a reason why they're not going to win a title. And if you're going to hang your hats on the Pistons, what have they done to prove that they are going to get past the Knicks? Nothing. They've done nothing. They were so tough, they lost in 6 games to the Knicks last year. 888-808-1019. Steve in Rockland, what's going on, Steve?
Yeah, Anthony, listen, when you say you never know at this point what games are going to be easy because you don't know who's going to be playing. And this is the reality of the NBA.
It's fair. That is a fair point. You can never take it for granted. You never know if you're going to get back there.
Right. And so at this point, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care as long as the Knicks are one of the top 4 teams and they get at least one round of home court advantage. If that's what they got to sacrifice, if they're going to be, let's say, 4th, but Mitchell Robinson's only going to play 60 games, but he's going to be 100% healthy, and the Knicks are going to go in 15 strong,
right,
close to being healthy, to start. I like their chances, and that's reality. That's how it is now.
Well,
and people who think, you got to play this many games. How come they're not doing this? No, that is not how this works anymore. And it has taken me a long time.
And Steve, I appreciate you saying that and being understanding. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off mid-sentence there. I appreciate you, it's okay. Maybe you don't agree with it, but it is what it is. I'm a guy who loves contact hitters. Luis Ariz, a guy I love. Everyone seems to tell me he's not that great. We've moved on. The game has changed. And it's fair. I like the regular season product. And I believe in this Knicks team and what they're doing. Last year, I defended it as well. They played their guys every night, 40 minutes a night, and most of you were like, they're not going to be ready for the postseason. They're going to be hurt. How are we going to do this? This is not unsustainable. And now this year, they're resting guys. This is ridiculous. John Starks would never do this. It's what you need to do to get to the finals. It's what every team does. They may not do it one year. The next year, they'll do it. The Knicks were very lucky to be healthy 2 years ago. They got to that Pacers series. Everyone was decimated with injuries. Yeah, I know they didn't have Julius, but everyone was decimated with injuries. 888-808-1019. There was a guy on hold. He dropped off who wanted this. All it said was Jarrett Stidham and the Jets. So I see this next guy's calling in. I swear on my life, Ozzy, if you bring up Bo Nix and Sean Payton and Bo Nix is an option for the Jets, I'm walking out of the studio.
I wouldn't do that to you, Gallo. I did that once. I planted the seed in your head, and that's enough.
And not only did you plant that seed in your head, I have friends who are Jets fans who are now praying for it to happen.
I don't freaking... I live rent-free in your head. I don't even rent. I own, bruh, when I made that phone call.
I know. But what did you call to talk about today?
Well, listen to me. First off, you got like a growl and a rasp to your voice. Do you sing like bluegrass country or blues on the side, bro?
I am not allowed to sing in any of my households because of how bad my voice is. No.
All right, I'm just saying.
And Ozzy, just to put a scary picture into your head, I've had this voice since like the 6th, 7th grade. So I used to call friends. This is a true story. I used to call friends, and one time I called my buddy. His dad picks up, would not put him on the phone. Thought I was like a 40-year-old man trying to meet his son. We were 13. I went up to the house, and he just started crying, laughing, and he goes, "I genuinely thought I was going to have to fight a grown man today who was coming to meet my son," and it was me.
So everyone used to accuse you, all the parents, of being like Chris Hansen to Catch a Predator when you were calling your buddy.
Yep.
Oh, you can't make it up. No. But you got the coolest voice on the fan.
I'll take it. So does Zoo. Apparently, we sound exactly the same.
And two cool dudes, man.
I appreciate that. I know you're buttering me up right now for something.
Nah. No, I'm not. No. Were you like the chubby, stocky kid as well with that voice, or not necessarily?
I was the chubby, stocky is a nice way to put it. I was fat. You know, I was pushing. I leveled out in high school and got very fat again in college, and I'm just starting to get back on track.
Yeah, all the way up through adolescence.
Husky is what they used to say. All the people in my family, husky.
Yeah, I feel you. There you go. A nice term. Cup half full way to put it. There you go. Knicks, fool's gold. And the only chance they have is if Alvarado keeps getting in opponent's face who try to, disrespect them, and that other guy that they picked up, Sohan?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Sohan. You nailed it the first time. It only took me 15 times to get it right.
Yeah, with the funny-looking colored hair.
Mm-hmm.
Those two guys are going to have to be the enforcers. Because in the playoffs, this is a copycat league, Tony. Teams like the Pistons, of course, who already do it, and even like the Magic, if they meet the Magic, they're going to try and get under the Knicks' skins mentally and physically.
You can't. You're bringing up the Magic now?
Dude, when the Knicks play the Magic and the Magic are at full strength, the Magic aren't as talented as them, so they know they got to play with the Wagner boys. And that point guard who was a football player, they know they got to play him physical and throw them off their games mentally because Cat is soft. These guys, Bridges, can be known as soft, and that's how these teams have a shot. So guys like Alvarado
it is
and
fair,
Sohan,
but that game doesn't work in the playoffs. It's a myth. It does not. It doesn't. What have the Pistons and the Magic done? The Pistons lost in 6 games to the Knicks, and all we heard about last year, Ozzy, is how tough they were and how they were going to knock the Knicks off in the first round. It done nothing. Their best defender was on skates when it mattered most. Why? Because Jalen Brunson is an elite scorer, and it doesn't matter how many times you elbow him in the face or do something. If you have 4 fouls in the fourth going into the third quarter, nobody cares.
Listen to me, Gallo. Going into that playoff series last year versus the Pistons, everyone thought the Knicks were going to sweep them or do a gentleman's
No, that is
sweep.
not
The
true.
only reason
That is
why
not
the
true.
Pistons lasted long
Ozzy,
enough
you have
was
revisionist
'cause they
history.
played 'em physical.
Ozzy, you have revisionist history, and I appreciate the call. I love you, Ozzy. Going into that series, the majority of, specifically on this airwaves, was the Knicks are going to get out-toughed by the Pistons, and this is not going to be an easy series, and they might get eliminated.
It was the same as the way people talked about the Sixers series the previous year.
Yeah, exactly. There's also a case to be made that a healthy Sixers team is more scary than the Pistons.
I'd say that 1,000%.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you'll never get a healthy
Well,
Sixers.
because, not only are they can't be healthy now, what's his name is doing like PEDs or whatever, and Paul George.
Oh, right.
I don't know what he got suspended for, but I'm just going to say PEDs. Like that is more scary to me. You know why? Because at the end of the day, talent wins. It's the NBA. Talent wins. Let's take hockey into account here. Why do they stop fighting after the first round of the playoffs? Why? Because talent wins. The Rempies and the Austin Reeves. Why can I'm now drawing a blank. I bought his jersey too, and then they traded him, and I got my jersey refunded by Fanatics. Why can't I? Reeves, whatever his name is. Reeves. Ryan Reeves. That's why these guys become obsolete when you get later into the playoffs. Because talent wins. Talent and good coaching. The Warriors weren't punching themselves to a dynasty. The Lakers weren't punching themselves to a dynasty. There was a couple scuffles. That's about it. Yes, you do have to be mentally tough and play physical basketball. But all that tough guy stuff goes out the window when the playoffs start. The Pacers and the Celtics, the two teams who have represented the East the last 2 years, were not out here fighting guys. James Johnson on the Pacers bench, terrifying dude, trained fighter. They weren't out here fighting guys. 888-808-1019. We got a lot more to get to. We'll go back to the calls. We'll continue the next conversation. We've got some, baseball to get into. Susan at 6 with a little bit of a preview show. Giants.
Who cares?
I care, Susan. Giants, Jets, all that right here on the Fan. Anthony Gallo till 6 p.m.
It's pretty damn cold outside, so the Fan's got the hot stove keeping you warm.
Giddy up, baby! Giddy up! Gone! A home run by Cody Bellinger!
The Fan has you covered as the Yankees and Mets gear up for spring training. And we'll keep you covered. Your home for New York baseball is 101.9 FM WFAN. And always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee. Applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
If you're tired of dealing with dummies every time you shop for a car, I get it. All the games they play, the back and forth, it's brutal. Well, the team over at Route 22 Toyota seem to have it figured out. They're real people who have made the entire process of buying a car simple and that smart. Plus, they're easy to get to, right on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're always on the money with incredible deals on their huge selection of new and used Toyota. So remember, if you're tired of dealing with dummies, get over to Route 22 Toyota and experience the smart way to buy your next vehicle.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Honey, that flu keeping you up?
did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu. Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep. You do got this. NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
All right, they won. You gotta text your buddies. Except you're driving. If you have to respond, pull over. Texting and driving is illegal and could lead to an accident. A safety message from the Rothenberg Law Firm. InjuryLawyer.com.
I'm Tyler Kolek, and I got my Lincoln right here at Lincoln of Queens. Smooth ride, no hassle. They even delivered it right to my door. When it's time to save, it's time to go to Lincoln of Queens. During our month-long President's Day sale, you can save up to $8,000 off MSRP on all remaining 2025 Lincoln Navigators. Over 20 to choose.
On select models. Excludes tax, title, and MV fees. See dealer for details. Expires March 3rd.
Lincoln of Queens, where Queens goes. Go New York, go New York, go.
Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. I've spent years on the field learning what really matters most: reliability, consistency, and trust. That's why I love Red Pocket Mobile. You choose from 3 major 5G networks, plans start at just $10 a month and stay there. Plus real customer care answers in under 2 minutes. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Anthony Gallo on The Fan, 888-808-1019. Queens' own, the great Action Bronson there. A couple little drops. I haven't heard those in a while, but that is Purdue Club. It's great.
The Action Bronson remix.
Have you seen Caught Stealing?
Not yet. I want to see it.
He's in it. Bad Bunny's in it too. Neither of them advertised to be in it. They're both in it. It's very. The Fan is in it, and Gary Cohen and 10-10 Wins. They have a bunch of. I don't know where they got the audio from because it was like legit audio, but I won't spoil it for you. But essentially, Austin Butler's character is a Giants fan living in New York, and I think Boomer talked about it on the morning show too.
Someone talked about it. Boomer mentioned it was really good. I heard it's like a similar vibe to.
It's an action movie.
Is it similar to Uncut Gems at all?
No. It's an action movie. Uncut Gems is just pure stress. It's not like a serious movie, in my opinion. It's an action. It's a predictable action movie. It was okay.
You know what I'm watching now that everyone's talked about, and I'm late to this, so I'll admit it, but it's so good, and I have 2 episodes left. Mayor of Easttown.
It's on my plethora of things to watch. I just finished Fallout, which was awesome.
Lives up to the hype.
Yeah, huh?
Lives up to the hype, I'd say.
Which one?
Mayor of Easttown.
Oh, I got to check it out. There's a bunch of stuff I want to watch, but we always end up watching. Right now, me and my girlfriend, when she gets home from work, we've been watching the Olympics. Abbott Elementary. If you're looking for a feel-good, funny show, very funny. They're all Eagles fans in it, so it's all.
I saw a great take, though. These feel-good shows, like when you had Ted Lasso and Shrinking and all those, it was great at first. Now it's starting to get to be a little bit overkill.
This isn't like that. This is a comedy. It's like Always Sunny.
Also comedies, but they're
when
just
I mean feel good, I mean I'm not watching. A lot of what I watch is like horror and death and all this stuff, action, heavy stuff. I don't get to watch a lot of comedies. I'm always rewatching like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This has kind of got the same vibes.
Might have to go.
What you said?
Might have to go see that new raunchy Margot Robbie movie.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
There's like it's like supposed to be like an old timey romance movie where it's supposed to take place in like the 18th century or whatever. But
you lost me, Bridgerton.
It's like that vibe, but apparently
it's softcore.
It's not. It's a little bit of softcore and a lot of hardcore.
That's essentially what Bridgerton is. I'm sure if my girlfriend's listening, she'll like that I said that, but that's what it is. Nah, Alabama Elementary is kind of like a cross between Always Sunny and The Office. It's supposed to be like a documentary. It's funny. I thoroughly enjoy it. And then she's got me watching, which I'm not a big reality show person, but I like the real estate ones, and we're watching Selling Sunset, which is, I just want to see the houses, and then it's just this ridiculous toxic drama, and then she ropes me in, and now I'm into it, and I'm invested in this. I'm never going to watch reality TV otherwise.
That girl from the Mormon Housewives played in the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game.
Oh, I didn't get to watch that.
She's the new Bachelorette also.
You could tell me she's the president of
see
Yugoslavia.
any of that,
the Bachelorette, again, not up my alley. The two reality shows I watch are both real estate. I guess three, and they're all real estate. It's Selling Sunset, Owning Manhattan, and then the one with the lottery winners, Lottery Dream Home, which is just like you win the lottery and this guy tries to help you pick a house.
I've popped in and out on Selling Sunset, like when it's being watched, and I'll walk into the room. I feel like the drama is so manufactured, right? Like
That's
fake.
everything.
Like all these.
It's all reality TV is manufactured.
Meaning,
it's
but
wrestling.
Like, what? All of a sudden, wait, you're that mad about what?
I watch because I enjoy the houses, and then I get roped into it. It's all manufactured. It's acting. Thomas Bryant and LeVar Arrington both in this season. So there you go. There's your sports tie-in right there. And then, this Fan Focus is brought to you by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. I actually was using Chef IQ. I finally bought myself one. I got my mom one, and it's pretty awesome. The thermometer, they have a bunch of stuff, but the thermometer, I actually used it the other day. Popped it in, was playing video games. The lady was at her sister's house for a couple of days, so I had to fend for myself, and I didn't want to forget what was in the oven, and then bang, it just tells me in my phone it's at the right temperature, it's been in there the right time. I go in, shut it off. Had some decent, lemon chicken with basil. A little delicious, Quite the chef I am over here. Joey in Oceanside. What's going on, Joey?
Hey.
Hello?
First time, Anthony. First time calling.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Do you have any daughters?
I have no kids.
Okay. I have two daughters, and I have a big problem with Steve Tisch owning the Giants. I mean, I do not want to line this man's pockets with money. I go to about 4 games a year. I'm a diehard Giant fan. I've been a big fan since 1965, and
right.
I bleed blue. I mean, in the morning of a Giant game, I actually get butterflies like I'm playing the game.
Right.
I mean,
that's awesome,
I gotta go,
Joe, that you still have that feeling too. Because I know a lot of the people always say that subside, so it's great to hear that. But
yeah, I mean, I get so excited with them, and I love them, and I love everything they did this year. And the Steve Tisch thing, it's like killing me. I can't put money in this guy's pocket. I can't do it.
Joe,
they gotta
I
get
don't
rid of
blame
him.
you. I don't blame you. And I appreciate the call. It's going to be something that is not going to go away. However much the NFL wants it to go away and the reporters try to, sweep it under the rug, it's not going to go away. And it shouldn't. There should be more outrage about this than Super Bowl halftime show. And I'll tell you this much. We don't know anything. It's all alleged. It's just what's coming out, the information we have at hand. You have to make your judgments based on that as a person, as a consumer. So it is all alleged. There's been no crime brought against him. I will say this, though. The NFL has, Richardson with, I believe it was the Panthers. They've got rid of guys for optics. And he is not a complete owner of the team, so it may be easier in this one, too. But it's not easy. It is something that is tough. It's where, I joke about sports not mattering, and it's fun to disagree here, and it's not personal, but this is where it does matter. And again, it's all alleged, and it's not great. It is tough to look at that organization right now without thinking about this. And we will. We'll get to the draft and free agency, and we'll all go back to being the simple, that not that we're forgetting it, but it is the human emotion of it. But it's not going away. and they're going to have to address it. You know, I bet the Super Bowl, they were happy that there was such a controversy about the halftime show, so they didn't have to talk about this. And it's not going, you know, Josh Harris is in it. Woody Johnson's in it, but it's not the same level, but it is still not great. Jay-Z and Tish came away looking terrible. And the orange guy, too. 888-808-1019. Tommy in Astoria. Tommy, where you been?
My man Anthony, how are you? Good to talk to you, man.
I'm good, man. How are you?
Anthony, you said you like watching shows about horror and death. So I guess you were looking at the Mets 25 highlight film, huh?
Wow, it's what is it going to be? Amazing finishes. The 10-minute amazing finish on the 2025 season on SNY is like a horror show.
Oh my God, I'm doing good, man. I can't talk to you about sauce and peppers and rainbow cookies. I'm on a diet. So
I know. I read your message the other day.
Oh. Dude, we'll talk. Yeah, it's you know what though? It's been a couple of weeks. I feel a lot better. I really don't.
Dude, I'll tell you this much, Tommy. I am not going to tell you that I ever enjoy it. I do feel better when I don't. When I really stick to my diet, it does feel great.
Oh,
like,
you do, and you're young. I mean, you're 20 years younger than me. I can imagine. You get more energy. You just feel better. You know, it's you don't feel that smart.
And it's tough. I was telling Rami this before, and Rami's a few years younger than me. Like, I wish I would have gotten started earlier. So I could, not that again. I am starting early, so I don't have to. I can avoid these issues later. But I wish I started earlier because I probably could enjoy. You know, I'm a big food guy. You know how it is, Tommy. Like we love our food.
Too. Oh God.
But well, I'm glad that you're doing. I'm glad that you're doing that. We're in this together, dude.
I got a target date of opening day, and then and then if I get down there, I might treat myself to like one sausage and pepper.
Yeah, a little Pat LaFrites.
You can't tell. Yeah. All right, so listen, 2 points I want to make real quick. It was a pivot to the Mets a little bit. There's two things that are kind of like sticking in my craw. I'm always finding myself defending two guys on the Mets, two guys, Stearns and Lindor. And just two things that I keep hearing that I kind of like, you know, since Stearns talked about run prevention, right, at the end of the year, and everybody now, all you hear is, well, he's got two guys not, playing out of position.
Right.
But they totally glossed over the fact he brought in a Gold Glover at second and a Gold Glover
in center field.
Right. And, and the fact that up the middle with Lindor, you're going to have three Gold Glovers. When was the last time we had Gold Glovers in those positions? Plus,
I will say this. When you have Torrens starting also, the complete catcher, second, short, and center field up the middle is maybe the best in the league.
Right. And if this kid Ben sticks, you're better in right field. And there's no way Soto in left field, in my opinion, could be worse than Nimmo was last year.
Well,
so you're looking at 4 or 5 positions you can be better at. And Polanco, according to I'm not a big stat guy. I don't think Pete was that bad at first.
No.
But according to the stats,
I thought Pete was average, and people overrated him at time. But then towards the end of the year, it felt like they were underrating him because they were bashing him so much.
So I think people playing too much in his run production thing and killing him for that. I think he actually did improve the team defensively. And the second guy got to defend is Lindor. I mean, look, is the guy a perfect player? No, he's streaky as hell. We all know that. But this whole thing, how he's a diva, this guy plays every game. He's played you a bad back, a broken finger, a bad elbow last year, hit in the playoffs. How is this guy a diva? I understand.
Yeah.
He's a bit of maybe he doesn't get along with it, and it's keeping him and Soto don't get along. They just say they're different guys. Do you get along? Are you best friends with every guy in FAN? No, right?
No, but
you don't like people.
And I think, Tommy, you put it best. I don't think that they disliked each other. Also, Jeff Kent, Barry Bonds, fist fought in the dugout, made it to the World Series. Billy Martin, Reggie Jackson.
Thurman.
Yes.
Reggie and Thurman with 2 clutch championship players. At first, they hated each other. Right? And they won rings. I grew up. Those were my guys. I grew up with them.
Kobe and Shaq won rings.
Kobe and Shaq.
It doesn't sound like Pippen really loves Jordan. Like, they won rings together. Like, it doesn't matter.
I'll go a little deep. Messier and Gretzky weren't. They were 2 different type guys. There was a little bit of a rivalry there to go back to a little bit in hockey. Well, so that doesn't matter. And the whole thing about how his wife's politics, who cares?
Yeah, that's stupid. I hate to break it to you guys. And Tommy, if you went into a locker room, you're going to find out it's probably a more open space than you realize, that these guys disagree on a lot. You don't think a kid from the Midwest and a guy a kid from Puerto Rico or a guy from Brooklyn and a guy from, New Hampshire, they're not going to have different opinions on things or religions, it doesn't matter.
Like I said before, the other host, you don't think there's guys in the Dodgers who are jealous of Ohtani? That the guy makes all this money, doesn't have to answer a single. When the Dodgers were in the dive last year, all you saw was Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Ohtani doesn't answer anything. You think there's not guys on the Dodgers who are jealous of him? But they win rings, so who cares?
Also, I think it's that, and Tommy, great call. I appreciate you. The Mets have a lot to prove this year. Lindor's in that group. If they falter or there's problems with the clubhouse again, Lindor has to be, looked at. It may not be his fault, but now he's the guy. The elder statesman, he's the guy. It's his team. No matter if Soto's the better player, it is Lindor's team. And maybe it's who knows? We don't know yet. But I do think it's fair that if things don't change going forward, then, yeah, you could put it on Lindor. I also think that I call him a prima donna. Again, the two things I will say about Lindor and Alonso, they were out there every day, and I never had to question their effort. And I don't think even Nimmo and Lindor weren't getting along. I think Nimmo felt slighted that people were calling Lindor the captain, but that might not have anything to do with Lindor, and that might have to do with the media. From what Adam Ottavino said, and we can only take that with a grain of salt, is that he had issues with media members. And, from what I've heard, it wasn't about the politics. It was about certain people in certain circles not, really meshing with the rest of the team. I think McNeil got traded because McNeil stunk. He was a bad vibe, let's be honest, and he stunk. Nimmo might have gotten traded because they were trying to switch things up, and I don't think Stearns ever wanted Alonso back. I wanted Pete back, but also the year prior, I was tough on Pete. I wanted Diaz back. You think Diaz didn't come back because he was a closer? What vibes is he bringing to the clubhouse?
That was the only mistake Stearns made.
I will say this. I am not. I think the Mets will be in the wild card race. I'm not sitting here telling you that they are anything more than that.
I think they're going to win the division.
Wow. That's cool. It's very, fair. I'm not there yet. I think we're on opposite
sides. I feel like the Phillies are falling apart.
But the Braves are going to be healthy. The Phillies are falling apart. You think in Philadelphia they care that a guy's drinking beers in the locker room? They don't.
Yep, he'll be doing just fine in San Diego.
And Harper is now ripping the GM.
This is what I kept saying. I keep saying it. Harper's not going to be a Philly by the trade deadline.
I'm just saying, there's a team in New York that he has always wanted to play for. And they could fit a first baseman in there very nicely. Paul Goldschmidt is not locked in anything. See ya! But I would say this, and Ron Darling said the same thing. I think if Stearns was honest with us, the one thing he'd admit is he wishes he had the Diaz negotiations back. I think he thought that he was going to come back to them with an offer, and he didn't.
And that's a mistake. That's a real mistake.
I think there's a few mistakes in the offseason. I could say that he had a good offseason and still say he made a few mistakes. I think, the bullpen
right, but you can look at everything and say it was intentional, meaning Alonso, you could call it a mistake, but it was intentional by him.
Right.
McNeil was intentional. The only thing that
I disagree with his bullpen build, but it was intentional.
Other than Diaz,
right?
That was not intentional.
Correct. But the guys that are there right now, the lack of, I feel like, middle relief help, which a lot of people seem to be fine with, I am not comfortable with it.
They'll have Joey Gallo. What are you talking about? He's going to be a Met within a couple weeks.
We can't have Joey Gallo come here because then I'm really just banked into the Tony Gallo thing that if he comes back.
Joey Gallo is going to be a Met. He's throwing for teams.
It would complete the Infinity Stones of Yankee leftovers. That would be it. Oh, my man.
Who you convert to the bullpen.
I would listen to Keith every time he was on air because that would be electric.
He would listen to Keith anyway.
I do, but I'm saying, I hate to break it to people. I work here. I can't listen 24/7. But I'm saying I do enjoy, as a Met fan, and I know my friends love this because they're all Yankee fans, that people think I'm a Yankee fan at times. I do enjoy when Met fans get trolled because they deserve it at times. They do. Specifically the ones that are obsessed with the Yankees. I am not one of those people. And it's funny, you think the Mets are going to win the division. I think the Yankees are going to be in the World Series this year. So.
I agree with that, though.
Whoa.
I think both ways.
Okay. I was shocked. You normally we are on opposite ends when it comes to the Yankees.
It's similar to the Knicks. I don't think the American League is that good.
Yeah, and I also think the Yankees are healthy. There's not a pitching staff in baseball that punches them.
I'm kind of drinking the Kool-Aid that the Yankees are feeding us, where they're like, hey, the second half of the season, that team that we put together was really good. We just need more time with that team.
Their bullpen, day one of this year, is going to be 10 times better than it was last year.
I agree.
You have a legit closer.
I do think that Weaver will be very good for the Mets.
Yeah, but that's fine. He's not going to be the closer.
He was not very good for the Yankees, though, the second half of last season.
Devin Williams as a closer is a little overblown. He's a great pitcher, but if you go back, and again, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm not going to bleed into what he was as a Yankee because that had no impact on me as a fan. But him as a closer is a little overblown because 2024, he was good. He only pitched 21 innings. 2023, he was the full-time closer. 2022, he was the closer after they traded Josh Hader. So it's not like we could just say he's been doing this his whole career. And then last year, he ended up being better when the Yankees removed him as closer. Everyone's like, well, look at his numbers in the second half last year. He also wasn't the closer for the majority of that. So I think that's where we have to look at when it comes to the Mets. 888-808-1019.
Bryce Harper on the Yankees in the World Series. Oof.
It's a double. If the Mets aren't in the World Series, if the Mets aren't in the World Series, I'll tell you this much: the love of that, because then it's just a double FU to the Phillies fans.
I have a half a chub just thinking about
it. Just thinking, Bryce Harper hitting a big home run for the Yankees, and the Phillies are sitting at home.
Oof,
chef's kiss. Castellanos and Bryce Harper trading big home runs in the World Series while the Phillies at home would be a chef's kiss there. Timothy in Port Washington. What's going on, Timothy?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Gallo?
How are you, dude?
I'm doing good. I got a quick question for you. I can tell by listening to you, you're a little bit more of a Yankees fan. But
this is what I'm talking. I'm a Mets fan.
You seem like a Yankees fan, my brother.
Oh man, you don't know how many of my friends are going to clip this call now and then.
All right, but you gotta listen to me when I say this, because I'm a Mets fan, and I'm also a little bit on what they call it, Weary Street when it comes to the Mets.
Right.
I love what we had, a couple of years ago, and I know you can't do the old thing again, but this off season, I'm nervous. I'm scared. I don't know how to feel about it, bro. Is this the correct feeling as a Mets fan?
Yeah, I mean, Timmy, I appreciate the call, and I hate to break it to you, I am a Mets fan. It's fair. Here's the way to look at it. The Mets have had a good offseason. I don't know how much better they are than last year. I think they are better, but I think that's like a 3 or 4 games better. The bats they've added are, better in the clutch and better in, situations that maybe Alonso and Nimmo struggled in. I'm not going to include McNeil in it because McNeil blew. He just wasn't very good. I think that fear that I have with this Mets team, too, is the lack of familiarity. And that's okay, but also we have to realize they won nothing with those other guys. Soto has won a World Series. He's been the 2. Lindor has been in a World Series as a key cog. Those other guys did nothing. And this is not to say Alonso wasn't an all-time great Met, and Nimmo wasn't a great representative of the franchise. They won nothing. So part of us have to trust that the guy who knows baseball, a guy that we all clamored for in David Stearns, knows what he's doing. Diaz is the one thing that is tough for me to really let go because he's the best in his position, unquestionable, and I don't know how Williams or a combination of Weaver is going to handle big situations for the Mets. We got one more hour to go. Anthony Gallo on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Back after this.
It's Evan and Tiki, middays on the Fan, 1019 FM.
Almost only counts in, hand grenades.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Horseshoes and hand grenades. Weeks off to a flying start. I got it right. Hand grenades is a part of it.
Get Evan and Tiki on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
I'm Captain Nick Polidoro, retired captain, Bloomfield Police Department. After years on the job, my body took a beating. And when the pain started slowing me down, I needed the best care possible. That's when I found Alliance Orthopedics. They got me back to doing the things I love.
Visit allianceortho.com to be our next success story.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER Click Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Back in 60.
Are you really eating during the commercial break?
You bet. These Factor meals keep my head in the game.
Oh, yeah? So what do you got there?
This year's filet mignon and creamy Parmesan shrimp. With Factor, I get chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals delivered weekly. Perfect for pros like us.
Oh, so you're a pro now, too?
Box says Factor, eat like a pro. So, yeah.
I think it's time for you to share a bite like a pro.
No. Get your own at factormeals.com. Factor, eat like a pro.
Want to know why betting on the Winter Games on FanDuel makes sense? From game lines to medal counts to finding your angle on the events you care most about, FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. The Winter Games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. Curling matches that start slow and somehow get tense fast. Speed skating decided by inches. Hockey games that feel different from the opening faceoff, and so much more. FanDuel is the place to bet on the Winter Games. You can bet on who you think will take home the gold in alpine skiing, skeleton, bobsleigh, luge, and speed skating, just to name a few. The Winter Games are here, so stay connected to all the action with FanDuel. We all love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and older, physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, did you know Verizon Home Internet covers more homes with faster speeds across the country than any other provider? Now you can get award-winning Fios Internet for just $20 a month for 3 years. Switch today and enjoy savings you can count on. Verizon Home Internet consists of Fios and 5G Home. Availability varies. Comparison based on FCC BDS data of home internet providers with download speeds over 50 megabytes per second, June 2025. Limited time offer for eligible new customers. Fios $20 per month plan with auto pay, mobile phone plan, mobile plus home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. 3-year price guarantee. Applies only to the then current base monthly rate for Fios. Additional terms may apply.
Talk New York sports on the Fan.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire for Michelin's Cross Climate tires, offering a design that delivers an exceptional level of long-lasting performance throughout the tire's lifespan. Plus, Town Fair gives you more free services than anywhere else. For the guaranteed lowest price and your best deal on Michelin Cross Climate tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Everybody loves a win. And with the New Jersey Lottery, the next winner could be you. Play today at a New Jersey Lottery retailer near you, because anything can happen in Jersey.
the home of New York Giants football. The Fan.
Runs out of the tackle, down the right sideline, cuts inside at the 5, in for the touchdown!
1019 FM WFAN. WFAN FM. WFAN FM HD1 New York. An Odyssey sports station.
I'm not an animal. Well, talking more about the Mets and the Yankees here. Bregman, signing with the Cubs, and the Red Sox CEO coming out today saying if he wanted to be here, he would be here. So, it could be worse, Yankee fans. That could be the message to the fan base. And, I'm more excited than I thought I would be at this point when the offseason started, the way it started for the Mets. But I am fired up. Regardless of the moves, I always get more excited as we get closer to baseball season. But I can tell you this much. I could care less about what bag each guy is bringing. I if anything, I kind of respect it. Maybe that was his go-to bag. If he pitches well, I don't care if he brings the Yankee bag everywhere in Luke Weaver. If I was Brett Beatty, I would have brought a different bag just to mess with everyone. It's the dumbest thing. Baseball season is upon us when Met and Yankee fans are bickering about things that don't matter.
Loogie!
Well, Loogie and Keith are, exactly what I mean. Evan could go in this boat too.
The dudes and dogs that do damage.
That's great by Keith. Keith also, no shocker here that, in the failures of the Carton with McMonagle show Olympics, the chair jump, McMonagle and Hall failed that miserably. And Keith not only cleared the chair, he jumped over the back of it, which was, I thought it was kind of, after what I witnessed on Friday, I thought it was impressive.
What was more impressive, that or him inserting himself into the conversation he wasn't a part of?
Well, I think that, where's your chair jump video? I think the next one that has to do it is Boomer and Gio, Evan. Well, actually, maybe not Evan because he might hurt himself. I'm the guy who films it, so I can't do it.
I'll take a video of you right here, right now. We could do it next
we're
break.
going to go back to the show. You had a Phillies point you had about?
I did, by the way. I did tell you because Phillies, and I forgot to bring it up when we were talking about the Phillies falling apart. The Phillies, to me, are exactly the Rangers of last year, the New York Rangers, where there isn't a problem there. There wasn't a problem, but the front office
they made a problem.
created a problem to have. Like, for no reason, out of nowhere. They call out Bryce Harper. They get mad at Castellanos. That Castellanos stuff happened in June. And then they went the whole season, no one talked about it, lost. They should have won that game against the Dodgers, right? If the guy just throws home, they win that game against the Dodgers. And they end up losing to the Dodgers in the playoffs. And all of a sudden, the front office needs to blow everything up.
Right.
The problem didn't exist. It's exactly like Chris Drury trading away Trouba and getting rid of Barclay Goodrow, trading away Kreider when they didn't have to.
They didn't. And honestly, maybe they should. Because I think that now they are.
But now there's a problem. There wasn't a problem, but the front office created a problem.
And I think similar to New York, if that team starts slow again, and here's a key factor, if Bo Bichette and the Mets are playing well to start, Philly fans are not. They had a meltdown when Bo Bichette signed with the Mets. They had another meltdown because, listen, I am a Broncos fan, so this whole Eagles rivalry part of this doesn't matter. Philly's had a couple of rough years when it comes to non-football sports in New York. You get bested by the Knicks in the playoffs. You get bested by the Mets in the playoffs. You get Bo Bichette stolen from you. We watched.
And you're going to have those losers down in Philly crying.
That's great.
This is Spike Eskin, this skinny vegan hipster.
Well, Spike's still not over the Jared McCain trade, which was a great watch, by the way. Talking about hate watch. I love Spike. I love watching Philly fans melt down. Well, he was really the only one who did that because the rest of them were pretty fine with it. But baseball's right around the corner. I do think the Braves, and I think this is an underrated conversation here, they're healthy. They've added a little bit, but they're healthy. And healthy, it's a good pitching staff. It's a great lineup. That's the team in the National League. I think the Yankees can compete with the Dodgers. The Braves are the team that are going to give the Dodgers the most fits in the National League. 888-808-1019. Richie in Queens. What's going on, Richie?
Hey, Anthony, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, dude?
Oh, man, I'm so psyched up for this baseball. you touched on the Mets a little bit, but Castellanos going to San Diego. How apropos! They are such a losing organization, and that guy is a loose cannon. And you talk about a team that's kind of fallen off the map with Phillies. I mean, Harper's not what he was.
No.
Obviously, Wheeler's not going to be back for a while. And they lost Suarez. So, yeah, I mean, what's happened with the Mets in the last month and a half? And I've been a critic. I talked to you a month ago. I was not happy about the so-called plan. Well, the plan seems to be working at this point. Obviously, there's a missing issues, and two of them are going to be Senga and Manaea, and they're getting Tristan Scott back.
They have a lot of pitching that they're going to have to choose from, and these guys are going to have to compete to keep their jobs. And I appreciate the call, Richie. You have under contract right now. Let's not put the young guys in it. You have Peralta, Senga, Manaea, Peterson, Clay Holmes. So that's 5 guys right there. And then you're going to mix in, I'm not going to go into the prospects, but the guys that have pitched on the major league level. Nolan McLean, lock for the rotation. And then Jonah Tong and Christian Scott are going to play a part in this baseball season. You have 8 guys for 5 spots. Why, 6-man rotation, whatever you want to say. They have 5 guys for 6 spots. 8 guys for 5 spots. I'm all over the place right now. That is a good problem to have. We may not trust all these guys. You may not have to trust all these guys. Sean Manaea, Kodai Senga, and David Peterson. In my opinion, one of those guys pitches to their best stuff. Peterson first half, what we've seen from Senga, Manaea in the past, something like that. That's a dub right there. If you get something out of Tong and Scott, that's a dub right there. I believe in Clay Holmes. I believe in Peralta. I believe in Nolan McLean. I don't think Nolan McLean's going to be the ace that everyone thought he was, but I think he's going to be a very good pitcher. It's also the same way I feel about the Yankees. The Yankees are going to start the season probably down 2 starters. They have like 8 guys that they could fire out there. Let's say Cole and Rodon are on the IL to start. Fried, Schlittler, Weathers, Heel, Will Warren. Those are 5 guys right there that I like. The latter guys are more back-end pieces. Cam Schlittler, in my opinion, is more of a lock to be an ace than Nolan McLean because we saw him do it for a longer period of time. We saw him do it in the playoffs. These are good problems to have. Manaea, I don't know if Manaea is going to start the season in the rotation or be a bullpen piece. He clearly could pitch last year, but it was only in short doses. 1, 2, 3 innings, and then it felt like it got away from him, maybe because of the loose bodies in his elbow, that injury he had. I think he has the stuff and the ability. He doesn't need velocity. He just needs to be able to locate his pitches. But I do think that injury is a hindrance. Now, could he go the Tanaka route, where Tanaka got hurt, never had surgery, and was able to play and have a very good career? He's not the pitcher Tanaka was. Tanaka was one of the best pitchers in baseball, but he was able to pivot from losing velocity due to injury and still being a good pitcher. So it's fair. I do think there's a reason to be excited for both teams. I think there's reason to be excited for the Mets on a lesser level. I think that this is a new journey. A lot of this is transient. Like, a lot of these guys aren't going to be here for the long term. But it's a new era for the Mets, essentially. And for the Yankees, they are legit contenders. You could cry all you want, Yankee fans. You have one of the best teams, if not the best teams, in the AL. Worry about the Dodgers when you get to the World Series, if they make it to the World Series. 888-808-1019. Kenny in Bayside. What's going on, Kenny?
Anthony Gallo, the Big Zoo Sports Week in Review.
What's up, Ken?
Hey, what's up, man? But don't cut me off too short, because I want to cover a few topics, and then I want to make comments on the last 10 callers.
Right.
Listen, Valentine's Day is a bootleg holiday. You know that, right?
It is.
But how would Anthony? Well, first of all, they keep talking about your voice. Let me ask you something. We know you're chunky and you're husky, but does your voice fit your physique? Like, if we met you, are you like 5 feet tall or something?
No, I am 5'9".
No? All right.
Right
Yeah.
now, I'm 218. I was 212 a week ago, but,
Right.
I've ballooned up a little bit.
All right. It's winter time. You know, you're entitled to enjoy yourself, you know?
Yeah, I
mean,
appreciate
tell you a funny. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. We were like early teens, 13, 14. We went to diner, having burgers, and some big, heavy set guy. I don't know how old he was. He must have been about 30 or something. Eating this big, giant ice cream sundae. And some of the kids, we were young. Were like, I said, something. That dude over there is enjoying himself. And that's what you do. Go out there and enjoy yourself. Now, but how would a Valentine's Day? How would you handle it? You wouldn't take a girl out on a date on a train or anything, would you?
On a train? No.
Yeah, no, you have a car, so I'm just saying.
You mean how I'm going to get to where I'm going? I mean, on
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, I'm probably springing for the Uber, but I've been with my girlfriend long enough. We could take the train if we have to, if it makes sense.
Right, you get away with it now because you've been together a while. But the first date is something. I mean, imagine going on a date, the first day on a train, the train's rattling back and forth.
Kenny, I took my girlfriend out the second date we went on. We went. She's in Brooklyn. I was in Staten Island at the time, but we met in Williamsburg. And she took the train home, and she didn't want to. And I would have, I thought she was fine with it. Otherwise, I would have Ubered her home. But then I knew after that, I got it.
Right.
I don't mind taking the train home, but we were meeting each other. I don't have a car, and and just like every great New York love story, you have to meet along. I chose whatever was closest to the train she had to take.
No, I got a video for you, Ant. Listen, you're in the studio, right? You're sitting there, and there's a giant 6-foot Italian hero in front of you, and all the big wigs come in and go, "Hey, Anthony, we got to do some show prep and a big show meeting and everything." And you turn around, you look at him, and you go like this: "Don't bother me, I'm eating."
I appreciate Kenny. I don't know why, Kenny. I appreciate the call. I have no idea where it was going with that. Listen, it is. I mean, that may have happened here before. So, when food's here, it's not safe. It's the hardest thing about dieting here. I've been doing these things Mondays and Fridays. I do 24-hour fasts. So it does, honestly, the mental aspect of it is like the biggest hurdle, but it always feels like Mondays and then Pizza Fridays. I might have to change it to Thursdays, but, Craig does Prince Street Pizza Fridays. But Monday, it's like, there's pastries or whatever. The day after the Super Bowl was like a disaster. And I walk in and I was like, this is woosah. Got to get through this. I didn't appreciate the jab at my height either. I know no one heard that, Rami, but my ID says 5'9", so talk to the government. 888-808-1019. Richard in Manhattan. What's going on, Richard?
Anthony, I'm going to remember this week forever because St. John's has given us a lot to watch.
Yes.
No Nets, no Knicks, no Rangers, no Devils, no Islanders, nothing. For 6 days. We got another St. John's Marquette game on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Did you see the back page of the Post today?
I didn't.
Oh, you got to get it. This kid from Providence mugged him. And the kid, his excuse is he didn't play with Hopkins last year.
Right.
So Hopkins left Providence.
Yep, he was a
went for the
transfer.
money.
Bryce Hopkins transferred, yep.
This guy got this kid that pulled him down, both hands on his face. He could have poked his eye out, damaged his face. Oh, it's awful. You got to look at the Post, the back page. He should be suspended the rest of the year.
It was, Richard, I appreciate the call. It was the most dirty play I've seen in college basketball since Chris Paul grabbed some dude's junk I think it was the NIT, it might have been the tournament. It was so dirty. And then the fact that two guys on Providence could be chasing and trying to throw punches against St. John's players, and St. John's had more guys ejected. I get it. They left the bench. Ridiculous. And kudos to those young men and the coaching staff. They all kept their cool. Bryce Hopkins had if he would have swung on this guy, I would have been totally cool with it. The Providence team embarrassed themselves, and more importantly, their fans embarrassed themselves. You're not UConn. You're a middling Big East team, just like St. John's is. You got a good basketball history, not a great history. You're nothing. You're harassing, families in the crowd. You're losers. Your dweeb player, Dwight Powell, who's I don't know, if you're an enforcer in college, He's going to get $50K. And I can't even crush him if he's getting $50K to play basketball, but still. With your patchy, you got a bad hairline. And then to go on top of it, you got that weird square patch in the back of your head. You look like a doofus. And you swung, you missed 3 times. You fouled a guy who is 10 times the basketball player you are. And then your team proceeded to get the doors blown off them. Embarrassing. Kim English, a guy I've defended. This guy, Powell's getting you fired.
Embarrassing.
You embarrassed yourself. Sellers, you embarrassed yourself. And the St. John's kids handled themselves. I got to tell you this. I'm swinging in that situation. They understood the situation. Now we're going to lose Mitchell, I think, for the next game. If he got ejected for fighting. I know Powell was the only one I remember they ejected for fighting. It was a joke. If you didn't see it, about 8 minutes to go in the second half, this dude Powell on a fast break clotheslines Bryce Hopkins, former Providence player. And then Kim English has the gall afterwards to say it was a clean block. Dude, you're a clown. Powell, not Kim English. I get why he's doing it, because right now the only way he's keeping his job is if the players defend him. This dude, Powell, had dirty fouls the first time they played St. John's, and this time it boiled over. And he swung at dudes. He's a loser. He tried to snuff a guy, cheap shot him, and he whiffed. Mitchell out here bobbing and weaving. It was actually pretty impressive. It was embarrassing. I haven't been this fired up watching a sporting event in a while. I was so mad. And they went out there. The crowd embarrassed themselves, and you'll be playing in the CAA or whatever it is, that tournament, because you're not sniffing the NCAA tournament. And you better hope St. John's doesn't play with the Garden, because you'll get the doors blown off you again. And St. John's is giving us some hope. Basketball in this city is saving us right now. Until the Yankees lace it up, hopefully the Mets. But basketball, saving us from the putrid, and the Islanders don't count as the city. I hate to break it to you. You're Long Island, stay out there. The Rangers, putrid. Giants, putrid. St. John's, and the Knicks. And the Liberty, too.
Haven't you heard the Giants are going to the Super Bowl next year?
No.
Do you listen to the midday show?
Well, I mean, if I'm a Giant fan, I'd be excited. I'm not trying to tell them not to be excited. It's also funny from Jeff Van saying that, You were going to the Super Bowl 7 different times in the last decade. So it's apples to apples here. You guys,
and you want to suck. And when you suck, guess what? People say you suck.
Oh, man. This show is off the rails. 888-808-1019. But we have some basketball to be excited about. The Knicks are title contenders. I don't want to say St. John's are title contenders. They are poised for a deep run. Last year they were too, but I really feel like I think this team is more talented. I do think the point guard position scares me a little bit, but they are geared up for a big run. Bob in Utica, what's going on, Bob?
Hey, how are you? This is I'm coming from the Handshake City, upstate New York. I wanted to talk about the upcoming Yanks season. The thing I think I heard earlier this week, was it you and Carton saying about the whole strike and you would want to have baseball?
I am Chris McMonagle. I did say that.
Guaranteed.
Big Mac. I am. I do host the Carton show with. It's Chris McMonagle with, and I did say I would take baseball in 2027 over a guaranteed Yankees World Series.
Yes, and I would agree with you. I wanted to, I was listening over I travel a lot for work, so I was in Iowa doing stuff for fiber optics, whatnot. But anyways, I was listening to you guys, and he was saying, "Oh, you're the only one that would think that," and I agree with you, man. I love the Yankees. I've been a Yankee fan since I was 9 or 10 years old. 1993 season was the first one I remember following.
Right.
And
well, Bob, I appreciate the call, even though you mistake me for C-Mac.
I think he might be right, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Craig say that he had the conversation with you off air and mention you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure. No one asked me about it. I sit in the back.
Just because it didn't happen doesn't mean Craig didn't say it.
He might have mentioned my name. We never had the conversation. But I'll tell you this much with Big Mac. I'm with him on that. I would take, and I've never seen the Mets win a World Series, I would take baseball in 2027. There is a thing, I need baseball in my life. I need it. I am a sheep. I've told you this. If they had scab players playing, and it's strike season, I'd support the players, whatever it is, I'd still watch. When Rami's playing first base for the Cubs,
Connor Green is going to be your closer for the Mets.
Well, I think I've said this before. Just imagine a world, I said this to Craig and C-Mac too. Imagine a world where, like, you are playing first base for the Yankees, but you got to keep this job because you're not going anywhere. Like, you're not going to be a baseball player. And then you may mess up, and the next day you got to answer calls about how bad you were for the Yankees as a scab player. I think it's a great fantasy to think about. 888-808-1019. Mike in New Hyde Park. What's going on, Mike?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, dude?
Good. I just wanted to correct you. Mr. Powell's getting a lot more money than you think.
He's getting $750.
This guy doesn't even start.
He's getting $750, and that's why Kim English is going to be out of a job at the end of the year.
Try double.
He's not. You're wrong. Your number's wrong, dude. I have it right in front of me right now. And here's the thing is, good for him. I hope, and this is, I'm sure he's a wonderful person. I hope he turns that $750 into a lifetime of wealth because he's not playing in the NBA. And I can tell you this much. If they're paying him $750 or $1.7 like this guy had, that's why Kim English is going to be out of the job next year. I can tell you that much. And I doubt he's getting 1.7 because that's like top 50 to 100 player money in NIL. I don't know how much NIL you think basketball teams have, even in the non-football schools, but it still does nothing to save this guy from being a clown. He is a clown. And if you're a Providence fan and you're defending him, you also clown. That's how it is. Dirty's dirty. I'm sorry. He honestly shouldn't see the court the rest of the season. It's just, it is what it is. Isaiah Stewart, as much as I've bashed him, tough guy. He's not dirty. He's a tough guy. He gets into fracases, not dirty. This guy, Duncan Powell, loser, embarrassed himself yesterday. He's a clown. Steve in Houston, what's going on, Steve?
Oh, my nickname for you, my Gore Buddy, is Gore Buddy.
What's going on, Steve? Steve, one of 10 listeners to the Gore Buddy podcast, which has been on a hiatus. Me and Hoff have to, jump that off. If you don't know, that is a podcast me and Hoff used to do. Hopefully we do in the future of, our love of horror movies.
Once again, advertising sells itself. My man, let me ask you quickly because I know you're busy. For Devin Williams in the bullpen, what do you think the Mets bullpen is going to look like? Because so just going to happen. And now's the time. It's pitchers and catchers. So what do you think the Mets bullpen is going to look like? All the love. Keep working hard, brother. Love you, man.
I appreciate you, Steve. I think that in baseball, in the Mets bullpen, of course, in baseball, we're going to have Devin Williams as the closer. I think that it's going to be a little bit more like we saw last year with Diaz at times and the year prior where we're going to get Devin Williams against the biggest hitters. I think Luke Weaver and Luis Garcia are going to combine for a lot of those 7th, 8th innings. And then it's going to be, Brazaban. I'm drawing a blank on some of the other guys in the pen that they had. AJ Minter, they didn't really give an update when Stern spoke this week about like anything that really changed my opinion. AJ Minter will be a big, lefty heavy guy, but he is a guy who gets both out. And it was a big injury for them. But I do think that guaranteed Williams will be whatever the closer position looks like in the modern NBA. They started the All-Star game already?
Yeah, everything's earlier this year, but they don't announce any of this stuff. Why even tell people that the game's earlier?
Yeah, and I'm not one of these people who gets hung up on the All-Star game. Doesn't get a rise out of me.
Yeah, but did you see all the videos that no one's even there?
Yeah, that makes it's probably overpriced in LA. I guarantee you if this was in a city
the upper bowl was $450.
Ridiculous. The World Cup is $450 to get in some games. That's ridiculous, let alone the All-Star game. I will say this.
That wasn't even the All-Star game. It was All-Star Saturday was $450.
Right. And there was nobody there for the rookie rising star game. I think the NBA I don't think this is as big of a deal as people make it out to be. Like the All-Star game is not derailing the NBA. It's for kids. I think at the end of the day, we have to remember it is for kids.
Which kids are watching guys they've never heard of in the lame dunk contest?
I did it.
As a kid, you did it because as a kid, they had the names that you knew in the dunk contest. Yes, they did.
No, they go back and look at the Nate Robinson dunk contest and tell me Andre Iguodala was not an established star. He was
Nate
a
Robinson was a role player. Andre Iguodala was a role player. Now the guys who are in it are not even role players. They're guys who are sitting on the end of the bench.
Well, now we're moving the goalpost. It was we can't get stars, and now we can't get role players.
I didn't say not stars. I said guys you don't know their names.
It's the same for every All-Star game. It's not for the loudmouth adults.
And since you're misremembering things that other people said, here's Craig Carton on Friday.
It's Anthony Gallo.
In that conversation, he mentioned you.
Was he talking? Was this him? I don't want to really dive into it. Was he talking about the baseball season being canceled?
Yes.
That was not the conversation this guy was referencing. He was referencing later in the show, C-Mac said, would I have...
But it was 2 seconds later he brought up that scenario.
But so, it had nothing to do with that conversation he had, though. I never mentioned whether I would take... It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
I agree that that the conversation didn't happen, but he conflated it. Craig said the two things together.
No. He was talking about us worrying because we were talking about pre-show that it looks like we're not going to have a 2027 season because I was reacting to the Passan article or whatever it was, whoever
Correct.
article
So
it was.
he bunched all you guys together and then.
But then the conversation after that is when C-Mac said, which is a fair conversation, would you take? He's speaking specifically like the Yankees, but this goes for every fan. Would you take a guaranteed championship this year, but it meant no baseball in 2027, or would you roll the dice and get baseball in 2027? It means you're not going to not win a championship. It means you're not guaranteed, and you got to take your chances against the Dodgers, the Blue Jays, all that, wherever, the Mets, whatever fan you are, and you get baseball in 2027. For me, I'm taking baseball in 2027. It's my favorite sport. I live for it. I get the ticket, whatever you want to call it, the extra innings. I get all of it.
You've gone 62 years without a Mets championship. What's another year?
Well, I get 62. First of all, I've never seen one. They won one in '86, so let's be a little respectful. My dad is 67. He saw more than one World Series in his lifetime. 888-808-1019. We got a half hour to go. So much to talk about. It's all on the table. Mets, Yankees, Knicks, Jets, Giants. But a little bit of a fan focus here brought to you by Chef IQ. The Rangers going into the post-Olympic break have to make some tough decisions, and I think part of those tough decisions are going to come by what they do in that front office, what they do with their remaining stars, and I think you got to rip the Band-Aid off. All of it's got to go. You have to completely blow it up, completely change the dynamic there. You blew it up when it didn't need to be blown up, and you changed the culture when it didn't need to be changed, when you were steps away from a Stanley Cup. Now is the time to change that. We talk about what the Mets did this offseason in changing, making tough decisions, guys that might necessarily have not been a part of the problem, but you're trying to switch something. It's time for the Rangers. Drury, he's got to go. Maybe you think about moving on from Igor. You got to move on from Zibanejad. I don't want to move on from some of these guys. Trocheck, whoever it is, rip the Band-Aid off and start anew. This Fan Focus is brought to you by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com.
We're talking Yankees and Mets as we get you ready for the 2026 season. From the time pitchers and catchers report through opening day.
There's a high drive. That's leaving the yard.
The hot stove is fired up on the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
If you're tired of dealing with dummies every time you shop for a car, I get it. All the games they play, the back and forth, it's brutal. Well, the team over at Route 22 Toyota seem to have it figured out. They're real people who have made the entire process of buying a car simple and that smart. Plus, they're easy to get to, right on Route 22 in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're always on the money with incredible deals on their huge selection of new and used Toyota. So remember, if you're tired of dealing with dummies, get over to Route 22 Toyota and experience the smart way to buy your next vehicle.
Hi, it's Sal Licata here for CertaPro Painters. You know, my home is a very happy place, especially when my wife is satisfied. And while that's not an easy thing for me to achieve, my friends at CertaPro Painters had no such problems. Big jobs, small jobs, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call at 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online
online at CertaPro.com.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
I'm Captain Nick Polidoro, retired captain, Bloomfield Police Department. After years on the job, my body took a beating, and when the pain started slowing me down, I needed the best care possible. That's when I found Alliance Orthopedics. They got me back to doing the things I love.
Visit AllianceOrtho.com to be our next success story.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Let's go.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
MSC Cruises feel so stylish and European. Let's espresso and gelato.
Espresso and gelato? Those aren't verbs.
Yeah, on MSC Cruises they are.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm into the American stuff. Let's coffee and soft serve.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe later we can chaise lounge and espadrille?
I think you mean pool chair and flip-flop.
Get up to 40% off cruises, plus get up to $750 onboard credit and kids sail free. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Want to know why betting on the Winter Games on FanDuel makes sense? From game lines to medal counts to finding your angle on the events you care most about, FanDuel gives you more ways to stay connected to the action. The Winter Games are on, and there's no better way to follow them than with a bet on FanDuel. Curling matches that start slow and somehow get tense fast. Speed skating decided by inches, hockey games that feel different from the opening face-off, and so much more. FanDuel is the place to bet on the Winter Games. You can bet on who you think will take home the gold in alpine skiing, skeleton, bobsleigh, luge, and speed skating, just to name a few. The Winter Games are here, so stay connected to all the action with FanDuel. We all love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel, play your game. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and older, physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof. We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Baseball or football, WFAN runs the city. Yankees bats, Mets heat, Giants defense, Jets dreams. It's all here every day. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's right. Anthony Gallo. All the way till 6 p.m. And then the great, the legendary, the iconic Susan Waldman's got you with the River Springs Health preview show for the Yankees season.
Oh, who cares?
We are so close to baseball. I am so fired up. The WBC, what is it, like now 3 weeks away, 2 weeks away? Get me baseball. And yeah, I am one of these guys who likes the WBC. I know not everyone likes it, which is fine. I'm fired up for it. I had some scheduling conflicts. I was going out to Houston for the group stage round for the U.S. team, but, I had to pivot a little bit. But I'm fired up for it. I'm excited.
That Judge jersey is fire.
Fire. Okay. Here's a question, and I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. I was going to buy a jersey, Team USA. I pivoted. I capitulated.
I already know the question.
I wanted a Judge jersey.
I think because it's Team USA, of course you can.
And now I feel like an idiot for not getting one. I know Stu, Kovacs, our guys listening, we one of those sites. I'm not going to say it, but one of those sites, we got some jerseys. Not the Temu jerseys that Ray Martell wears around here. I love Ray, but he's got like Dollar General Patriots jerseys that he's wearing. A Will Campbell jersey that looks like it was made in like a TV show that can't put the Patriots. So they have the New England football team or something like that. The Boston football team. The Boston Minutemen. That's what the team would be called. That's what it looks like. But I was like, I want a Judge jersey. And like the loser I am, I didn't get it because I was afraid guys were going to have a problem with it here. But it's America.
First of all,
so I got a Mookie Betts one.
The fact that you let people talk you out of it is crazy.
No one talked me out of it. I talked myself out of it.
Also, you got a Dodgers one instead. That's better.
Well, he's one of my favorite players.
I love Mookie. I love Mookie also, but the Mets at least lost to the Dodgers in the playoffs. Like,
Rami, I don't make great decisions, dude. Okay? You are right.
I just need that link, though, because I want that Judge jersey.
I'll text him if he didn't put. If he's listening right now, Stu, send Rami the link. If you didn't put the order in yet, also no Team Italy jerseys anywhere. I can't get my. There's a guy in the Mets, the AAA guy, Morabito. I was gonna get Nolan McLean, but then I was like, here's the other thought process. I have a bad history of buying jerseys for guys, and then they either get hurt or they're off the team like a year later.
I have Sam Darnold Jets. I have Julius Randle Knicks.
I have a Johan Santana jersey that I got the year he pitched the no-hitter, which meant, he got hurt. I bought a Marte jersey in 2022 after he got hurt, and he's never been the same. Football, I got a Surtain jersey, which we're hoping holds out, but, I had bought a Javon Walker. Same year, I bought a Javon Walker Broncos jersey and Al Wilson's Broncos jersey. Al Wilson hurt his neck a week after I bought it, never played again. Javon Walker left the team the year after. I've got Pedro jersey. He left the team the next year. I didn't want to get a McLean jersey, and then he's out the whole season. So maybe Yankee fans, maybe I did you a solid. Maybe me not getting the jersey. I love Judge. I love Eric. If I have Yankee players I've loved. I loved Bernie Williams. I love Didi Gregorius. The closest I've ever been to buying a Yankees jersey was Didi Gregorius. It was a Yankees jersey. And I told my best friends, specifically Ben Horowitz, Stu Kovacs, both have worked here before. I told them both, if you buy me a Yankees Didi jersey, I would own it. I would wear it. Never got it for me.
He's playing in the World Baseball Classic.
He's playing for the Dutch.
So why don't you get a Dutch Didi jersey?
It's cool. A good point. It is a good point. And they have kind of cool jerseys. The Great Britain ones are hilarious. It's just like
those are good
Times New Roman. Just like their food, the Great Britain jersey, seasonless. Not very cool. The Team Italy jersey is kind of cool. It's also been their same logo forever. Like they used to. I have like the first World Baseball Classic. Some of these teams have never changed anything on their jerseys. The Japanese jersey's been the same, but it's pretty fire. The U.S. jersey, the navy blue one, is awesome. Awesome. The Mexico jersey's pretty cool.
The white USA one with the American flag on the patch, and then the Judge on the back. It kind of looks like a Braves jersey on the back, but still. And then USA in the front. That is your go-to every year at your 4th of July barbecue.
Oh, well, yeah, I am a soccer fan, so I have a ton of Team USA soccer jerseys that I wear. That's my go-to. Memorial Day, 4th of July.
Right, Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, all three you wear the same.
If we do a kickoff show this year, I'll be wearing a Team USA jersey most likely. Maybe this year's, I don't know if I can afford it. If I want to go to a game, I definitely can't afford it. Or I could Temu it. Temu.
Or apparently Stu's got the hookup.
USA. Yeah, now I regret it. I should have just gotten the Judge jersey. He's the man. How could he not love him?
Well, if it's not too late to change the order.
Well, we're going to see. Let's see if he texts me.
Yeah, I'm looking at my phone now, too.
No, he hasn't texted me yet. Let me know if he texts you. Let's go back out to the calls. Moose in Jamaica. What's going on, Moose?
What up, Tony? By the way, I'm going to call you Tony because people still call me Mufasa.
Mufasa's a great name, though.
That's not my name, though. It's Mustafa, but people say Mufasa or Simba.
All right. I'm
greeting your
sorry.
mom, and then it's on.
I mean,
That's
Mustafa,
like my childhood.
also a cool
The first 12 years is Hey Mufasa was Simba.
Well, let me ask
And
you
then I
this.
say
Let me
something
ask you this.
disrespectful,
Who was
and then it's like on.
Who was the first person to call you Mufasa? Was it somebody like a friend?
It was the second of walking out the theater seeing the damn movie. My damn family did.
Oh, well, that's great. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was ridiculous. It's like 30 years. It still happens. That was kindergarten. You know what it is. Anyway, I'm here to talk about what you guys are talking about. You know, C-Mac said he would forego a Yankee World Series this year just at baseball.
Well, it was a guaranteed World Series. He wasn't saying they couldn't win, but it was a guaranteed World Series.
I have to disagree. I take a guaranteed World Series because I know there's going to be a work stoppage. The players are not in favor whatsoever.
But Moose, that's not the game. The game is, I'm going to present the question, but I'll give you another chance here. The game is not that you don't win a World Series. It's either you're not guaranteed a World Series, you roll your dice with the season, and you get baseball in 2027, or you guarantee a World Series, but you also guarantee no baseball in 2027.
I take the guaranteed World Series because I already know there's not going to be baseball of some kind. I know there's going to be a work stoppage.
Well, that's not the game, though. Moose, the game is if you don't get the guaranteed World Series, you will play baseball in 2027. We're not playing a reality here. We're playing the game.
Okay, to play the game, I have to still take the World Series.
I get Moose. I appreciate the call. I get it. I get it. But just to clarify, it's not. You could say, "Oh, we probably aren't going to get baseball in 2027." But the game was C-Mac's ultimatum was you get a guaranteed World Series for your team and no baseball, or you roll the dice and maybe you win, maybe you don't, maybe you make the playoffs, maybe you don't, but you're guaranteed baseball in 2027. That was the game. But I appreciate the call. Mufasa, cool name. Mustafa's also a cool name. Tony Gallo. I mean, listen, if Chris wants to, guarantee me, more shifts, I'll be Tony whatever. I'll be Tony Dweeb. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say something else that I don't think I could say on air, but
well, there's that kid Nicky Cass. His character is Tony Balls.
Yeah, well, I think he's great. Spadini. I think he was also great with Gio when he filled in.
I thought
the morning.
So too.
I thought he was awesome.
I thought he lost steam over a 4-hour show.
It's tough though.
I agree. When he came in and did the segment with Boomer and Greg, that was excellent.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to say something here, and I know a lot of guys we work with aren't going to agree with this. Anybody could do this job, in my opinion. Anyone could do this. It's not brain surgery. I will say this. You don't understand how much time you have to fill until you do it, but then when you get it, you get a rhythm. I think he could definitely do this. I think he's one of those guys who could definitely do this. He's very funny. I think his Nicky Cass hilarious if you ever want to check him out. Jonathan in Los Angeles. What's going on, John?
Gallo, what it do, man? Good show. Gallo, you can't compare 15 slam dunk contests to now, man. There's literally John Doe's right now. I mean, the only way I know Jackson Eggs is because he plays with the Lakers. And let me tell you something else about this All-Star game, man. I mean, I just found out like 2-3 weeks ago it was taking place here in L.A. And then I remember this weekend, I'm like, why is there so much traffic? I just remember it's All-Star weekend. But come on, man. The kids nowadays, me personally, I'm 35 years old, but me personally, since Kobe died, I kind of lost the love for the game, man. It doesn't really, even though Luka's there, I put it now because there's no football.
Jonathan, I'm going to say something that might sound a little callous. You're just a spoiled Lakers fan, dude. How old are you?
I'm 35.
Dude, come on. Jonathan, are you a Dodgers fan too?
Oh, no. Come on, man. I call Keith a lot. Everyone knows me as Jonathan from LA, diehard Yankee fan.
Well, Jonathan, you know what? You and my buddy Stu, I appreciate the call. You and my buddy Stu, millennial Laker Yankee fan, you're spoiled, dude. You lost the luster because you're not running the league right now. You're just like the rest of us. And you got Luka, and you got Austin Reeves. You got a nice little tandem right there. LeBron will be gone next year. He'll be in Cleveland, and you'll figure it out. I am not comparing all-star games of old and now. What I am saying, there are kids, and I'm not even talking about the all-star game. There are kids who view these guys on the court right now the same way I viewed All the guys, AI, Shaq, KG, Kobe, Jason, all those guys I viewed growing up. There are kids that view these guys the same way. Just like you guys viewed the guys in your era the same way. The same way growing up, the All-Star game in baseball was Barry Bonds, it was Albert Pujols, Torrey Hunter, Ken Griffey, all these guys I grew up loving. It's the same way you grew up. It was Mickey Mantle, it was whoever, Willie Mays, the Duke. It's not really for you. It is for the kids. It's for the kids. Josh at Springfield, what's going on, Josh?
What's up, man? Two quick ones for you. One, I know we were just talking about WBC jerseys. Being a baseball guy, one of the ones maybe it's a hot take, but the Harrison Bader jersey, Team Israel, kind of clean, white on blue. Kind of thought that was a kind of cool one. I know we're talking jerseys and Chisholm.
Yeah, I have to see. I don't know why I can't remember the. Hold on, I'm going to bring it up right now, but keep going.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was like a cool, clean cut.
Oh,
nice jersey. I'm a Harrison Bader guy. So,
the Israel hats are fire, by the way. The blue with the star, that's awesome.
I like the Bader one. And then the pivot. Oh, sorry.
You're good. No, the jerseys are nice. See, but this is a nice. It's not bland. Like I don't know if you saw the Great Britain ones. They are terrible.
Yeah. Horrible. But I'm talking about hot take. I didn't know if it was a hot take. I liked Harrison Bader a lot, and
yeah, he's a great player. But, he's a very good role player. Like I thought, if the Mets didn't pivot to Luis Roberts before Bader signed, I would have taken him back. Look at what he did with the Phillies last year.
Agreed. Yeah, he's a good one. I always like Harrison.
And he's a local guy, so that always plays into it for me.
And then to pivot very quickly to basketball, I've been listening to you all day. It's awesome. Doing great stuff. I love the Knicks. I've been a Knicks guy for my entire life. But just to talk about the Nets. My wife's from New Jersey, so we obviously follow the Nets. I mean, whatever. I mean,
it's okay. It's okay.
But growing up, and I'm a little older than you, but seeing the Nets and Kidd, Jefferson, like PC, they were like, when they were great, they were great. But now that since they've been in Brooklyn,
well, Josh, I remember that fondly. I liked those Nets teams because the Knicks were so awful. There was nothing else. I didn't have. I mean, I know there was national TV games. I loved Jason Kidd. I loved Richard Jefferson, Kenny Martin. I used to, try to act like Kenny Martin when I played rec basketball. So I have a lot of affinity for those Nets teams, even as a Knicks fan.
Keith Van Horn. Nets. Shout out Keith Van Horn. They were guys. Keith Van Horn, good players.
Kerry Kittles. If Kerry Kittles hits that shot against the Pistons, they might have went to a third NBA Finals. Like they were great. And I appreciate the call, Josh. I mean, I'll tell you this much: don't be shocked if Giannis is wearing black and white next year for Brooklyn. I'm just telling you guys. I tried. I as God is my witness, a year before KD and Kyrie were free agents, I was convinced they were going to the Nets. And my whole thought that offseason, which the Knicks dodged a bullet, was get Zion, which the Knicks ended up, by not getting Zion or John Morant, the Knicks won that draft. RJ Barrett was fine, but what it's turned into. I didn't think KD or Kyrie were ever coming to the Knicks. I thought it was the Nets. I thought Kyrie, Nets fan growing up, KD did not want the pressure of being a Knick, and what he was trying to do in New York probably was better to live in the city than Rockland County. I do think people need to realize the training facility for the Knicks is not in the city. The training facility for the Nets, which is like the best training facility in the world, is connected to the Barclays. It's in a continuously building, trendy neighborhood in Brooklyn. So to get to work is a lot easier than driving down the west side at 3 o'clock to make a 7 o'clock start or whatever time they get in. 888-808-1019. Robbie and Lennox. What's going on, Robbie?
After I heard you were on, I was bored. I was just finished watching U.S. destroy Germany. There you go. As Dennis Miller used to say, food, folks, and the Fuhrer. I mean, it's a joke watching this. I'm sorry. Having the players take off 3 weeks from the NHL season and just absolutely, become, a bunch of amateurs now. I mean, I don't get it. Maybe I just want to get your opinion on.
Robbie, I appreciate the call. I think it's hilarious that we cry that these guys care so much about the money and that all they do, and I only cut you off, Robbie, because we're up against it. We cry about these guys caring only about the money. And when we get competition where they're going with no incentive money-wise, that the Olympics in basketball or hockey, the WBC, Charles Barkley, not the actual Charles Barkley, saying buddy, people don't mind practicing in nice Terrytown. You think players would rather practice in the slums of Brooklyn? It's not the slums, you loser. Step outside. I don't know what town you're in. You never come out here. It's not the slums. I don't know if you've been to Atlantic Ave recently. It's the reason why the real estate is so high. And I can tell you this much. Would you want to drive from Terrytown on game day to MSG? I wouldn't. You want to drive, if you're living in the city, you want to drive from Midtown Manhattan to Terrytown? I'm not crapping on Terrytown. It's great. It's by the water. It's awesome. Whatever. But again, back to what I was saying. It threw me off there. That's also, if it is Charles Barkley, thanks for the watch.
Just another guy who's not watching the All-Star game.
But we kill these guys for only caring about the money. And the second they show that they care, we want to kill them. I'm all for it. The NHL, it's okay. They'll survive the time they're off for the 3 weeks. Shout out to Rami. I'll be back next week, Saturday, after the Rutgers game, so hopefully around 2-ish. I got you then. Coming up next, Susan Waldman, River Springs Health preview Yankee show. I don't know what the exact title is, but Susan is talking some baseball coming up next. If you want to hit me up on X, follow me at @PicoDay_Gallo. You can also just search my name, Anthony Gallo, on the Fan. I'll be back next week. Stay tuned. Thanks for the listen.